Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Bout Nothin Podcast. It's me again. I'm back. I'm here. And today I'm joined by not one, not even two other people, but by three. We got a whole table of four people. I got a squad today because we have a little mission. So I'm joined by Cade. He's been on a lot of the podcasts now. We did our vacations. We drink whiskey. That's what this is, another whiskey cast of some kind. I'm joined by Dylan. He's also been on a lot of these podcasts.
I put the quad in squad.
Hell yeah. I thought you were just
going to... 4 balls.
Okay, all right.
Bitches call me the Krogan.
I thought you were just going to sit there silently staring at me whenever I introduced you. I thought it was hilarious. Now I'm joined by Ethan, who's actually been... Ian, who's been on all of the podcasts in the background as a production person, and now he's taking a role in the front, so you can hear him this time.
Hello.
Wow, look at
Check
that.
1, 2.
You guys heard that?
Trademark. Check
Yeah.
1, 2.
That is so crisp. That is a full volume Ian.
Look at me.
You don't get that very often.
Welcome
Unless
at
you
the
watch the
table.
aftermath.
Yeah.
Ethan said, "I would like for you to be on this podcast to run this game we got going on." And I said, "Really?
Yeah. Really? Wow. Yeah,
I can be a part of the Bout Nothin podcast.
Yeah. I opened the basement.
Not just kind of this time."
Yeah. And then also, whenever I told Dylan the plan for this podcast, he was like, "Can I just be there in the background and do it too? I won't say anything." And I was like, "What do you mean? You're going to be on it?" And he was like, I was like, you guys treat this like I've never let you speak to me.
I didn't know if you wanted it to just be you and Cade.
Yeah. Well, the idea for this podcast that me and Cade found on a YouTube video. You know the guy's name on the YouTube video?
Something Sear, Johnny Sear,
Mr. YouTube.
He does real man shit on
Johnny
has it been a
YouTube.
minute? Either way, he does his literally that's like his shtick is he does real man shit on YouTube.
Hell yeah.
And he did like a tournament style where he had a bunch of cheap bourbons and he compared them all to do a ranking system. And I thought it'd be neat because everyone has different opinions on whiskey. So we have, I think, a pretty largely different selection than he has, right, Cade?
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
We have a pretty largely different selection, but the point is...
Some I've heard of, some I have not heard of.
Yes. They've got 8 whiskeys. They're all bourbons. They're all less than $25. They're all pretty cheap. And we're going to just compare. We've got them all neat pours here. It's going to be blind. Only Ian knows what we're drinking. I freaking don't. In fact, there's a few of them that I've never heard of. It's Jeremy Sears on YouTube. Yeah, he's the one who did the video.
Oh yeah, it was Jeremy.
So we got all these here. We actually went to a local Total Wine, met a friend of ours who works there, and we were just like, hey, we need a bunch of 25.
I know that guy.
Yep.
Yeah. I watched him build like a smoke room in his house. It was really legit.
Hell yeah.
Sorry.
But yeah, we went to one of the friends who works at Total Wine. We're like, hey, $25 or less, we need like 10 bourbons. And he was like, bet. And he just literally just started walking around grabbing bottles off the shelf. And I was like, man, no hesitation. That was easy.
That guy was on lock. He's ready.
He woke up this morning and he was like, I'm so ready.
Yeah, it didn't help that we
you're the example person in some of those math questions.
Yeah, exactly. I'm the guy who bought 37 watermelons.
A crazy redheaded man comes into a store and asks for 10 bourbons under $25. How much is it all together now?
You have to ask Cade. A lot. It was a lot of money. It was a lot.
It didn't
Turns
help.
out they add up.
It didn't help that we actually stopped him from his break too. Like,
oh yeah,
the guy
he was
we
going on
first
smoke
initially-
break. Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are that guy.
Yeah, the first guy we initially met was like, hey, Jimmy, hey, Jimmy. Hold on, this thing works sometimes.
We
Jimmy?
got a coach shit ass.
Yeah.
Also, I thought that his mic wasn't working, so he just kept saying his name, and I thought that he was like
We were
he was
like,
just like
dang,
me.
you
Whenever I'm
guys
like,
put
hey
him-
Dylan,
Yeah,
Dylan, because he kept being
Dylan.
he'd be like, James, hey, come in,
James,
James.
can you hear me?
James, and I was like, dude, I think he heard you, and he's like, this thing doesn't work. And I was like, oh.
Is James dead?
Yeah.
Take him out back. Yeah, he was trying to go for a cigarette, and I actually wonder if he ever got that cigarette because we kept him for so long.
We got ourselves a Kentucky straight coming in the door right now.
Yeah. We got 2 Kentucky straights coming in.
I think he actually lit the cigarette because he came in and like the first waft that I got when he walked past was cigarette.
Yeah.
Then he didn't really get it. He like lit it and then was like
one puff, and he's like, we got 2 nerds that need a bunch of whiskey. All right. We'll stop talking. I'll start with glass number 1 here.
All right.
Dylan, there's a glass. Yeah, there's a glass in front of you too. They're all in little plastic cups that Ian used and numbered.
Yeah. Just remember which one you're on right now. We're on number 1 right now.
Yeah. And I'm pouring it into a Glencairn for the real cool tasting experience, but it doesn't.
Right.
We could use the plastic cup too.
it feels like a lot more when once you pour it in the glass. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It always
The first, so like, just so while you guys are sniffing and nosing and mouthing, I'd
I'd be nosing and mouthing, bro.
You know what I mean. I had my little jigger that I have like the 1 ounce side that I filled up for like the first probably like 3 or 4 of them to get like a reference as to how high about an ounce is. So every one of these should be approximately 1 ounce that you guys should have.
That's still a lot of 1 ounce pours. So
I mean, right. I mean, I tried to give you guys at least a little something.
Yeah,
I didn't want to be too stingy on.
Don't be stingy. You're pouring someone else's alcohol. What do you
I
mean?
mean, hey, come on. You're at my house.
Yeah. So I guess for now we won't say too much out loud until everyone's kind of nosed it. I'll wait to say anything. But I feel like the noise that Dylan made tells me that he thought it was mid. He nosed it, and I was like, okay.
All right. I mean, I guess that's one way of sniffing.
There might be a lot of silence where we just slurp. You might just hear a lot of.
That's why I was. I was trying to fill the air a little bit, with my facts. So we have 8 here. Like I said, I got these little shot cups that I went ahead and put all of them into. So now they can.
Just out of curiosity, I'm probably going to ask this for all of them. Mm-hmm. Do you know this one? The one that you poured, like the number 1?
Oh, yeah.
Was this one of the ones that you don't know, or one of the? No, I mean like the bottle. Like you've seen. Have you?
Is that insider knowledge? Is
no,
that inside trading?
We're all going to get the. This one kind of got a Kentucky hug, bro. That one found me.
Yeah.
But I don't think that one's. I'm curious if this is one you've heard of or not.
I have not heard of this.
Because there's a good handful that even I haven't heard.
If I can go ahead and give my first notes on this one, there's like a bitterness to this one that I wasn't expecting. That took a little bit out of my mouth a little bit.
Dude, if only you guys could see how displeased Dylan looks. That was.
I'm just thinking.
Yeah, I'll be
honest.
honest.
There's not a lot of sweetness in it. It feels like it's like it really. There's like a bitterness, like the kind of I would get from. It's like the mouth feel of what coffee does, where it's not really. But that's just my only thing I can kind of.
I think
I wouldn't say it tastes like coffee.
It's like that gritty almost.
I won't say gritty, but it's. It just like it's the only thing I can think of is just bitter. Like there's no sweetness, there's no floralness. It just kind of really feels like it's like
you mean like it clings to your mouth. You mean kind of thing, or like just
I guess
kind of spiky on the tongue kind of thing.
Yeah, and when I say bitter, I'm not meaning like sour or anything. It's more like I said, just that whenever you take a sip of black coffee and it has that like strong kind of. Anyways,
yeah, okay.
Cade over here felt it.
I think we're all agreeing that this one it has a very high Kentucky hug, which is whenever, if you don't know. It's whenever you take a sip of whiskey and once it like hits your chest, it kind of burns. It warms up from the chest up.
I guess it's the woodiness is what I'm referring to, like a bitter wood note. But that could just be again. I'm also a novice at this. So I don't know.
I mean, I don't consider myself an expert by any means, but also I'm not sure how to feel about this one.
But at the table of all the people who have had whiskeys of variety and had
it's
tastings.
kind of neat. Yeah, we have me and Cade who drink whiskey like regularly, drink it neat, and then we've got you guys that kind of drink just occasionally. So we've got 2 people who drink a good amount.
Wait, Dylan, did you just freaking finish off your entire first glass?
Yeah.
So actually, I want to know because your face made it seem like you didn't like that much. What did you think of it?
It'd be better if I just showed you the note I wrote.
Actually, do it. I'm here.
Well, go show the class what you got. Read it off to the class. I did bitter and woody. Sorry.
What is it?
Tell us. Tell the audience.
I'm trying to read it. How blind are you? Let me see the card.
Okay. It says
grape.
Grape ashtray.
Grape ashtray.
Wow.
Okay, that's why I couldn't read it because the 2 words didn't
correlate. You said
did that just say? Oh no, I can't say that. Yeah. We're gonna get censored.
We're gonna get
censored. Yeah, I can't say that.
All I have is a high Kentucky hug. I think that this one's is pretty. I don't have a number for it yet. And
it would rank kind of lower for me. It's not my favorite, but it's also not.
Yeah, this one's pretty mid.
I think it's mid, but I don't think it's like.
It's not bad.
Terrible.
I mean, it sounds bad to give my first one a 5 out of 10, but I don't think I can give it that much higher.
I have a feeling there's going to be a few like that.
Yeah.
That's the issue.
Should I put my rating out of 10 on here?
Yeah, I think we should. I usually do out of 100 just because I think it's more fun. But I mean, yeah,
Okay.
I thought this one was pretty on the nose. There wasn't much there. Like on the nose, it just kind of. It was basic.
Comes and goes.
It didn't have anything that was really definable to it on the nose.
Nothing sticks around either.
And it kind of the flavor on the palate was nice though. It does have kind of a dark, almost like it has a dark kind of bitter, almost like chocolatey note. I mean, but still other than that, it's kind of just chill. It didn't stand out that much.
Still mainly getting.
I think I know which one this is. Actually.
I'm happy, but we're not gonna say that right now.
You don't want me to say it?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I guess actually it doesn't
Well,
really
I mean,
matter.
You could
Yes.
write it down next to note. We'll talk about it before I reveal.
Yeah, I don't
all
think
of it.
right out the
wait to
gate I
say
want
it.
to start making guesses.
I
yet,
do
you know?
think that at the end, like if we're all to make guesses, I think that would kind of be fun if you had a guess for.
I have a guess for this one because I'm pretty sure I've had this one before. That's
Okay.
the only reason why I'd make that
Okay.
guess.
You guys ready for two?
I poured
I
up
am
number 2. I don't have a guess for the
Kinda
first
ready for
one.
two.
I thought it was all right. And also the catch is you bought all these. I don't even know what I'm drinking. Like, I think the only one that I know from this list is Jim Beam Devil's Cut. And I guess it's
That's not true. You've had Maker's Mark.
Yeah, I didn't remember that was in the list.
I
That's
also
what I'm
put
saying.
Very Old Barton
Yeah.
in there.
Yeah. So I guess that one.
Wild Turkey 101's in there.
Did you put the Wild Turkey 101 in
Yeah,
there
I did.
and the Jim Beam, or just the Wild Turkey?
Just the Devil's Cut.
Yeah,
The Devil's Cut is present. The
We
other
had
Jim
9
Beam's not.
glasses. We only
The Wild
poured
Turkey 101. I'm kind of surprised you were able to split that out.
I'm sly about it. I mean, come
Yeah,
on.
yeah, well, that's my secret.
Yeah, that's my
idiot.
secret.
You almost
Yeah.
tricked me, idiot.
Yeah.
So now that we've remembered
So,
a couple
yes.
of the options here, because I don't know which one's which, but yeah, we have Makers in there.
Yeah.
We have Very Old Barton 100 proof, which is not below $25, but we didn't have the cheaper
Did you
Very
say it
Old
was like
Barton.
26 though? It's
Oh,
not
and then
like
also
it's-
Yeah.
on the list at some point, there's also a Four Roses. I'm not sure if you.
Yeah.
yeah, that's below 25.
So, this was to okay, go for it. Cade. Sorry, Dylan was reaching for the water. So. Yes.
Okay.
The Very Old Barton is the one that breaks it a little bit because we didn't have the cheaper one. Very Old Barton has like an 80 proof one that's like $16, and then they have like a $20-something 90 proof, and I have the 100 proof, which is like $26 or some shit. So I have the more expensive one, but yes, the only
right.
one that breaks the rule is the Old
Are
Barton.
we going to number 2 now?
Yes, I have
Everyone-
number 2 right here.
He never
Nosing?
sniffed something like this before.
Everyone knows 2.
Yeah.
Weird.
Ooh, this immediately.
This one smells like
Smell.
Maker's Mark.
This one immediately smells better.
I like this one. This one smells like Maker's Mark.
Man says, "Don't
smells
make
like
any
my
guesses."
favorite
This is
candy.
Maker's right here.
Well, no, now that we're doing it, I didn't know if you wanted to wait or if you just wanted to say what we think things are.
On your note card, if you want to put down a guess, you can go ahead and do that.
I thought it'd be
like
funny if I
I
said that,
I
but
encourage Cade to do that.
Yeah.
I would also encourage you, Ethan, if you feel like you know one. I mean, that'd be fun if you're able to, because then I'll also want to know like the ones you're like, ooh, got it on the money.
Yeah. Now that I've heard a couple of things that it could be, I think that the first
Yeah.
one I might have a sort of assumption for what that could be.
In no particular order, the ones that I have not heard of is First Call.
Yeah.
What else is on here? I actually haven't had 101.
Wild Turkey 101,
I haven't
yeah.
had that one,
Neither
but
have
I've heard of it. I've just never had it before. I've had Four Roses. I believe you guys let me try the Very Old Barton, but I don't remember.
Yeah, I probably did. I got it from Kentucky.
And then there's also Redemption
Mm.
and something called McFarlane's Reserve, I believe, which I've never heard of as well. So, so
I think
I like
that,
this one. I like this one a lot.
yes,
Compared-
this
if
one has a noticeably sweeterness to it.
So if, we're doing like the tournament thing where it's 1 and 2. Man, Dylan, your faces are hilarious. Where it's 1 and 2 that we're comparing, right?
Yes, we can.
So
you can choose between
the-
the two that you would
At
prefer.
the bottom bracket here, 1 and 2 compared, I'm immediately picking 2.
I'm picking 2.
I'm picking 2. 2 is definitely, it's lighter. It doesn't have the heat and intensity. It's sweeter.
Shit's weak.
People are writing things down, so I don't want to
Shit's
keep talking. So I
weak?
should stop.
Excuse me, didn't mean to. I apologize.
I don't think it's like super crazy though. I
I think it infinitely beats the first one though.
truthfully,
Easily.
I think it. I wouldn't say it infinitely beats it, but I would say that it's better. I would say it's smoother. I would say the flavors are pretty. I mean, it's bourbon, right? How much off, like how far off of the beaten path can you really get? But
I mean, I would say
think
number one for me at least of the bourbons I've had. Number one was definitely a departure from what I've had in bourbon. That's
Yeah.
why I said
Really?
I tried it and I was like, there's like a noticeable like.
Yeah, it is.
It's like it, like I said, it kind of takes all the fun out of my mouth. Where I was like, I'll drink some, and I was like,
take another after 2. Take another sip of 1. Tell me that doesn't remind you of H. Derringer. That's 2, right?
you said
okay.
take a sip of one.
1. Take a sip of 1 again. A very
H.
tiny
Derringer.
sip. It reminds me of Derringer now. Like it got that much worse whenever I compared it to number 2. And H. Derringer, we have a running joke. We've talked about it. It's the Busch Light of bourbon. We've talked about it. Yeah.
Oh, man.
I think that number 1 is a really hot, and that's kind of about it. There's not too much flavor to it. There's not bad flavors either, but number 2 has some consistent bourbon kind of qualities to it. It has a little bit of fruitiness. I like it.
But I like the heat. I like the heat of one. I mean, like at the very beginning, yeah, maybe I could see a little bit of Derringer, but it's not as bad as. I don't think it's Derringer level. There's only ever been one other whiskey that we would put at Derringer level, and it's one that we literally just tried tonight. Yeah, from the Flaviar.
Oh yeah, no, that's
So-
I've put other ones at the flavor at that level, but still, I personally pick two.
Should we all come to a consensus and then move the one together, or should we all do our own turn?
I think we should all do our own. So
all do our
right
own.
now,
Okay.
I personally am putting one in a different spot, and I'm putting two over here, and I'm gonna put the two goes on.
So we're doing two at a time.
Yes, we're doing two at a time, and then we're gonna go from there. So currently, over on my left side here, that's gonna be my losers corner for aren't people who aren't cool, and then number 2 is gonna go over here with my phone. That way I have it. So
Cool.
you guys keep talking while I write stuff.
Okay, so if that is it for number 2, I think a lot of us are on. What was your opinion, Dylan? Did you like 2 better than 1, or what did you think?
I gotta stick to 1 for better.
Really?
I mean, number 1, I think is I like the proof. If I like a high proof whiskey, I like it to kind of do some more favors and have some
two was-
intensity.
Number 2 was too smooth for me.
Yeah, a little too weak.
Oh, I see. He likes a little rough. You
Well,
hear
I
that,
mean,
ladies.
He of all the people, excuse me, of all the people at this table, I think
If
Dylan
you're
is
a beverage,
Yeah.
you better
like-
have the right consistency.
Dylan
otherwise
likes
you're going
you
straight
rough.
down
I
the
like my
drain.
whiskey like I like my women.
Big and rough. I'm playing.
Strong enough to get me pissed drunk.
There.
I didn't even
I
finish
love
the
that.
statement. You guys just took it and ran.
Of course. He knows what he likes.
Yeah,
Don't
right.
put words in his mouth.
Well, I was saying I like whiskey. I like my
Yeah,
women.
I
Or
know
the other
that.
way around. Who cares?
That's all good. Anyways, okay. Are we ready to go on to 3?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, here we go.
Grabbing three in hand.
It's
3 in
camouflaged.
Yeah, very subtle on the nose. Wait, sorry, Ethan's still. Don't taste
No,
it.
you guys.
Still.
No, you guys are good.
Okay,
You guys are
okay,
good.
okay.
I was writing down 2. I was making sure I knew which ones win because I didn't like it. But yeah, I was saying of the people at this table, I think that Dylan is probably the closest to me in tastes when it comes to like liking more.
I have
intense stuff.
opinions, but I don't want to give away what it could be.
Yeah. So I because I'm a big Scotch guy, big Ardbeg guy, and so hearing Dylan be like, "This one's too weak," that adds up. Like we have similar preferences in that regard.
Ready to mouth it?
I'm just nosing.
Oh yeah,
right now.
knows it.
This one kind of smells like a perfume.
Subtle,
I don't have much to say about it.
delicate.
I don't really have much to say about it either.
Yeah.
I mean, I keep
There's not a lot there.
I keep coming back to like
Motherfucker's
a
hiding from
really
me.
it's like punching me in the face or like in the cheek, but very softly of a floral note.
Just a little kiss.
Yeah, a little smooch of little flowers
A little small.
that are in my.
I want you to
coffee
write
cup
down
in my
that note for
house.
later.
Okay, yeah.
Write down the delicate kiss on the nose.
Yeah, a delicate left hook of flowers.
But I want you to write those kind of stuff down because whenever you find out which ones these are, I want to get your reactions of the wow, I can't believe that. That's what I wrote down.
I write too slow. So,
That's okay. Yeah.
flowers that are left in my coffee cup in my house.
Brother.
I've been giving him crap for that the whole
Flower
time.
water.
Yeah, his girlfriend got flowers for him, and she put them in one of my Starbucks cups, and I was like, I use that, like in one of these style Starbucks cups.
She basically was like, I don't know, like
we don't have a
we don't
vase,
have
so I'm
any
just gonna
vases,
jack
so
Ethan's cup. I was like, okay.
I've never seen you use this cup of yours, so I'm gonna use
It's
it as a
not
vase.
his.
And I was like, yeah, because it's not mine.
It's too late now. I came home from work and I said, really? You couldn't find a different thing to put that in?
No,
I thought it
okay,
was
I'm gonna go to sleep.
I thought it was so funny. Yeah.
Have you tasted it yet?
Yeah.
Me? No, I have not. Hold up, one sec.
That's
How do you feel, Dylan? I feel like you.
there's nothing.
No, excuse me.
I didn't.
You didn't taste nothing on the mouth?
No, not for 3.
Really?
I don't know what the deal is.
I got a lot. It's a bit aggressive on the mouth for me. It starts like a sharpness to it, like a real.
I don't know about this one, Captain.
It's not my favorite because it lingers. It lingers and it lingers in kind of a weird way.
Mm-hmm.
It's not bad, but
I don't know, dude.
I know.
you see what I mean? It's not like a sharpness like an alcohol proof. It's like a weird kind of like I don't know. I apologize for those don't like mouth sounds.
Yeah,
but-
it's good. Yeah, this is the ASMR cat.
yeah.
I put literally all I have for number 3 is young and abrasive, and I don't like it.
Young and abrasive. There you go.
It's young, it's abrasive. It hasn't
She's
been aged.
fast and loud, and I don't like it.
Yeah. in this case, fast and loud. In this case, I don't like my whiskey the way I like my women now. But yeah, no, this one's it's not it's not it for me. It's young, it's abrasive. I don't think it's been aged long enough. I don't think there's any like bourbon qualities to it that are usually sweet and flavorful. I don't get like
you're
any
gonna lose
fruit.
your fucking mind as soon as you read my notes.
Really?
Come on,
I
what you
can't
got?
wait.
I'm saving it for the end.
No,
Yeah.
come on.
Honestly,
no,
it'll
I'm
be
sorry.
funny. It'll be
Okay.
funny if we
Okay,
because he
fine.
already has grape ashtray. That sounds like a sick punk band, by the way. Yeah,
My notes are not going to compare.
mine are just like 2 words each, and I was
Same.
gonna put Derringer on the paper as a joke, but I was too slow and forgot I spelled H. Derringer. So yeah, I'm not a particular fan of number 3. And
Okay.
I'm just gonna put it in the loser corner.
I think we got a
preemptively.
consensus on 3. None of us are super big fans of it.
Okay,
but
you put
that's
it in the
all good.
loser corner, but you haven't even tried 4 yet.
I know. That's why I said preemptively. I said putting it in the loser corner preemptively. Yeah, I'm not.
Preemptively.
Okay.
So far, we've tried 3 of them, and number 3 has been my least favorite. Which, dude, if it's like Makers or something, I might just cry because actually, I really,
I like
generally, I
Makers.
really like Makers.
Right. Okay, so let's see. We're ready to smell 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys can just go for it if I'm
I
behind.
know,
that's
but I
fine,
want
yeah.
no. It's okay. I want all
Yeah.
of us to be on the same page. Let's be. This is all a fair or I
Oh,
don't say
yeah.
competition.
Now we're cooking with gas.
This is marginally different.
Oh, really?
Wow,
Never
I
mind.
can't really
Maybe
smell
I
a
just
lot.
nosed it wrong because I said now we're cooking with gas, and you said this is no different.
No,
Wow, this
no, it's
doesn't-
marginally different.
Holy shit!
Uh-oh.
This one has like
I can feel that one in my nose.
Uh-oh. Well, I think you're...
That means you're probably a little bit too close.
Shut up.
Usually.
Shut up. Let me burn my nose hairs. I love it.
Yeah,
He's
I don't need them bitches anyway.
He's drinking it through his nostrils.
I'm not getting a lot on the nose. This may be
It
because of the
isn't-
cup that I'm out of, but it's... I mean, this is almost invisible to me.
It's not much, but it's slightly more than 3.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because like the running joke between me and Ethan, it's not even a joke. It's just kind of what we've kind of come to the
It's kind of
consensus
facts that he's
that I can smell more things than he can, but he can taste more things than I can.
he gets
can
definitely-
describe the.
We
He
call
gets-
him the bloodhound.
Yeah,
So what
he
do you-
gets
what
more
are
on
you
the
smelling then?
nose.
Because I'm not getting nothing out of the smell.
I like this one. I mean,
Sniff,
I'm
smell.
gonna let him.
I think it's a lot more floral. I get oak from it or like wood bark. I need to smell it a few more times.
This one kind of, I was gonna say, it takes you a bit, but you do. This one reminds me a little bit of like Woodford Reserve, which is not in the list. This one reminds me of Woodford Reserve a little bit. It does have some of the oakiness, but I also get a lot
no,
of
straight
cherry.
cherry, dude.
You know, like
that cherry.
You know, cherry cordials, the
Oh,
little
yeah.
candies.
Yeah.
I get that like chocolate and cherry on this one, which again, that's textbook bourbon, but
The
this
moment you
has
said
character.
Woodford.
Yeah, it has character. I like the nose. 3, I didn't vibe with 3. Maybe
It's kind of wacky,
I'm gonna nose
zany,
3.
even.
Yeah, no, 3 kind of just smells like a isopropyl.
I know what 3 is too.
I took a little sip of it, and now I can smell more. But
Yeah.
man, is that... The taste is different.
Oh yeah, dude. It tastes like something you'd cook with.
It
like,
tastes like cooking oil.
in a good way, I guess.
No, but 3 could be a good
Like
mixed
you ever
drink.
just take a swig of olive oil?
Maybe,
kinda like that.
I think 3 is probably my least favorite, though. I think if I was going to mix with something, I'd pick number 1. The proof of number 1 would help it. But so far, honestly, number 4, I hope it's one of the ones that our friend at the Total Wine picked out. Because number 4, I actually am pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, you want drinking it?
I've already took a sip. Yeah, I didn't realize. Cheers.
Okay.
It's a bit late, but
I mean, yeah.
Dude, actually, really quickly before I take a sip of this, walking around Total Wine, you just hear as our buggy, because the buggy's broken, right?
Dude,
So
we
the
looked like
wheels,
alcoholics.
we
at
look
Total
like
Wine.
alcoholics, and it didn't help, like, because we always refute the fact because me and Ethan have such a pretty large shelf, a large quantity of whiskey. I think we're up to like 130, 140 now. It's funny because people ask us if we are alcoholics, or they'll just make fun of us for.
They
being
don't. Yeah, they don't
alcoholics.
ask. Mom just makes comments, and I was like, if I was an alcoholic, then I wouldn't have all these bottles. I would have finished all
Yeah,
of
but
them.
I was walking around Total Wine with those like. How many? I think we had like 15 bottles just clink, clink, clink,
Because
clink, clink.
also I
the
finished my
entire time
Ardbeg
around.
collection. I guess while we're on a little intermission
Yeah,
here
yeah,
on,
yeah.
on glass 4, I finished my Ardbeg collection. I got Ardbeg 5, 10. Well, I say finished. I caught up with an Ardbeg collection a little bit. I rebought an Ardbeg 10 that I didn't have. But if you guys for Christmas wanted to buy me an Ardbeg 10, I would still drink all of it. And I got a another one. They had this new like circus style one. What was it called again? Like the Fantastic Ardbeg or something. It was like it had like a circus on it. It was
Not a
really
clue.
cool.
They started with a
Chester.
spectacular.
Spectacular. It was something like that, and it
Ardbeg
looked
Spectacular.
really cool. And I haven't opened it yet, but I got it, and they only had 2 bottles, so I was being careful. So I got a
Right.
few things, a few scotches to add to my shelf, and we got all these. So we had like 15 bottles of whiskey in that cart walking around, and he was like, we can taste this one. Come over here to the counter. You can taste it. And I was like, okay. And I grabbed the cart and you hear click, 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 click. As I'm walking around, people are giving us odd looks as we're just like prancing around with bottles of whiskey in here.
I don't know what to pick between 3 and 4.
Really?
I'm having a hard time deciding which one
You're,
because
torn?
I actually really don't like either one of them.
Oh wow, I thought you liked them because
they're both like the nose for 4 is so subtle, and you drink it and it's so
It's different.
I said deceptive.
Yeah.
It's kind of aggressive for what I thought would be like a nice little something.
So I just took another sip of 3, and
3 is very woody to me. There's a lot of like almost artificial wood.
Yeah. 3 kind of tasted like an orange, but kind of like rotten. Like
there
not
you
good.
go.
But 4 is like a bitter dark chocolate, like 94% dark chocolate kind of thing. And I actually kind of like it. I do think it's a bit close, but
I don't like how strong. I don't like how strong it is. It is definitely. You can tell. Funny enough, you can tell by the cheap. Like I don't want to say the cheapness. You could tell. I think by the quality of the whiskey because every single one of these, minus one of them, in my opinion, have burned. However, 4 has a really good flavor with a finish. Even though it burns, it has a finish.
I was gonna go with 4 as well.
I'm gonna go with 4.
I tried them both as again.
I'm a little surprised that we're agreeing. It makes it less interesting. Somebody, quick, disagree.
Dylan,
be the wild card.
I hate 4. I think it's
But so far, the even numbers are it for me. 2 and 4 have been, I think, the best. But 2 was a land. 2 destroyed number 1. 4 was just a little better than number 3 for me. It was a smaller difference. Dylan's writing, so I'm going to give him a second. So there was this one time that we were walking around Total Ryan with like Total Wine.
I like
Total
that
Ryan.
one.
Oh,
Number
nice.
4 is pretty cool.
okay.
I was just making that story up, so it's a good thing
Yeah,
you
no,
finished.
exactly.
Because
So
I
4
said
is better
Total
than
Ryan
3.
and was gone.
Okay, are we ready to go to 5?
Yeah, number 5. I think this one's more than an ounce. I think you spilled some because this one is.
Well, I mean,
full.
you know, again, like I said, I tried to free pour it a second. I think 5 was when I started the free pour.
You
So.
started free pouring and you were like, bah, hell,
I know how much is in there.
Dude, we should totally play Sega Bass Fishing.
I'm telling you. We got to
All
catch
of
the
us-
super bass.
All of us like 8 to 12 because we're gonna have to recompare to rank them. So like all of us like 12 drinks deep are gonna have to.
I mean,
go
hey,
play Sega Bass
It's a
Fishing.
good time.
I'm feeling it already.
No, we're 5 down. I mean, you're making good
We're
progress.
more than halfway.
You know.
Or we're about to be more than halfway. Okay, here we go.
It smells strong.
Ready to 5?
Smells strong. I've been ready to 5.
3, 5, fast you.
Oh yeah.
That was a weird face. Cade, you okay?
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Now
It's
we're
just-
cooking, bro. Oh yeah.
I think I'm agreeing with Ethan here. We are
Oh yeah.
cooking.
We are in the. We're in
Are
the.
you cooking or are you cooked?
I think I'm burning. Actually,
We are cooking. We're
We're-
cooking with lava here.
We're in the. What's the meme where like there is a point away from a nuclear explosion where a pizza would be cooked perfectly. Yeah, we're in that. We're in that point right now, bro.
There's
the
math
point
on
of
this?
pizza.
There's math on cooked pizza from explosions.
Okay, that meme didn't.
There's a
Jesus.
meme where it says that there is a again obviously at a blast
Like a
radius
running
of a
joke, yeah.
nuclear explosion
Yeah.
where the heat of course obviously dissipates as temperature goes.
Yeah.
And
I don't
at-
think it actually works, but I mean,
they said theoretically that that I think it stays hot enough for long enough at a certain temperature that like theoretically if you had
You could cook a perfect pie.
you could have a fresh dough pizza like at like a lit pizza kind of situation where they
Yeah.
like blast fire oven it for like 5 minutes
Yeah.
where you could have like just
and
a
that would be
perfect
cooked to perfection.
radius from a nuclear explosion where you could have just like dough and toppings
There's, like-
and it would perfectly cook the pizza.
Yeah.
in it.
There's like a bunch of
Now,
memes.
would you survive? Who
There's
knows?
a bunch of memes of like the guy, just far enough away from Hiroshima, and it's like a perfectly cooked pizza.
Yeah. That's a meme.
like-
It's like haha.
Yeah, there's like a. Still, I'm gonna just if you haven't sipped it yet, I'm gonna tell you
I
you might
have.
be a little disappointed because the nose is there. I don't think the palate
for the
follows.
first time when I don't have something that's kicking me in the mouth.
Yeah.
I like it. I'm like I kind of like this one. It's
Yeah.
not so
This
aggressive.
one, I was like, man, yeah, we're cooking. This one's actually, yeah, because whenever I nosed it, I was like, this is $25. It has a nice smell and like a kind of, I liked it, but
This is subtle
The
enough for
palate
me that I
is-
like. It's just subtle enough. It's just woodsy enough that I think it reminds me of a bourbon. But it's not like 3 and 4 where I was like the nose is so sensitive, and then the flavor was like so out there. This is again all my personal opinion.
yeah, no, that's like we said, like we're gonna probably have a lot of weird opinions on here.
My note is very bourbon, much good.
Yeah,
And
exactly. And to me, I'm a big Scotch guy, so to me, all of these kind of taste like bourbon. I'm trying to find out which is the most quintessential bourbon here. And
We got to do this again with Scotch because then I'll be in my real wheelhouse.
Oh, dude.
the problem is
We'd
we're gonna have to up the
on
price like
Scotch.
$40. Yeah,
And then
and we'd
at that
have to use
point-
bottles that we already have as
Yeah.
well. We'd have to buy a few and $40.
Well, we
I
could
think
do
we
5
could
or 6, or we could do.
Yeah.
We could make a shorter.
Well, I'm
tier.
not opposed, but we'd also have to probably pick like one area. The thing I like about Scotch is that it differs so much, right? So like with Scotch, like a Speyside's usually different than like a Highland or an Isla.
Yeah.
So like, we'd have to pick a region as well.
Yeah.
So are you laughing at what you just put on that page? No, shut up.
I'm thinking about. I'm just trying to like rationalize any other flavors I'm getting from this, but I'm
Yeah.
not. It's
So, okay, so is anyone else having a hard time finding flavors on this one?
No,
Yeah.
I'm 100% with you on this. This is funny enough. We
weird.
all were thinking the exact
Mystery.
same thing, which was
I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to be like, am I that far gone? Like I didn't.
I don't
'cause
think
this
that's a
one-
far gone thing. I think that's
This
just
one's. Well, I was worried. I was like,
It's
we're
not
only
very prevalent.
We're only like 5 sips deep. We're not even like super long in here,
Yeah.
and I don't get much. I don't think it's bad, but I don't like it. Wouldn't mix well. There's no proof. There's no strength.
Yeah.
If you're drinking this neat, you could slam this. You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
I like.
this
I like
goes
it.
down like water. But I'm not sure how to feel about it. So we'll see. Maybe 6 will beat it. Maybe this one
Moving
will be
on to
better.
6?
But
Wait, I haven't finished 5 yet. Sorry.
wait, you're finishing them. You're not
You're
going to go back for a
finishing- he's
comparison.
finishing.
I
Every
finished each
single
one so
one.
far.
So how are you gonna do the tournament style? Well, it's fine. We'll figure
I've
this
got
out.
2 separate stacks.
Hell yeah.
One is winners, one is
Losers.
Losers.
All right. I was just writing down this
You
one. goes down.
fucking loser.
All right.
I'm reminded of fucking.
Number 5. It's gonna stay in the middle because I don't know if it's gonna be 6. Like 3, I was pretty confident was gonna lose. We're out of water.
we are
be
out
like that.
of agua.
Shit.
Okay. Well, if you guys want to go ahead and start 6, I'll get more water.
I mean,
number-
okay, that's fine. Yeah.
Go ahead.
If
I'm-
I may.
Yeah. Pass him the glass, and we'll start 6 in just a second.
Yeah.
I'm going to drink some water from my Brooklotti brand water bottle because I like Brooklotti. Sponsor me.
Number 5 reminds me of the line delivery.
Just sell out. Just a big
Dude,
sellout.
I'm a
It's
huge
just a
sellout.
You say it.
Honestly,
The
bro,
comments hit 'em up.
if you went to Brooklotti, you'd be a sellout too. Okay, it's a cool place.
Oh, Brooklotti's amazing. It's by far my favorite distillery on Isla.
Yeah, I also like their whiskeys.
The way we said loser reminded me of Kamina's delivery of "Don't call me bro. I don't ever want to be called bro by you 3 backstabbing losers."
Oh man,
We still gotta look through the rest of that fucking box set. By the way, I haven't opened
the
that
box set of Gurren Lagann.
Gurren Lagann.
Hell yeah.
Because we still got the music videos that they made, like all the other shit.
Like how he told us
We
to
haven't even
continue
looked
6
through
without him, and we just were like, nah, we'll talk about Gurren Lagann until you get back.
I mean, if there's anything to talk about,
Oh
then
no,
it's-
yeah. I just think it's funny that Ian was like, "You guys can start 6. I'll just get water," and we're like, "But Gurren Lagann."
I mean, we're both wearing the necklace.
Oh yeah. Well, actually, I was hoping you noticed that because ages ago, I might have mentioned it on one of the podcasts, but ages ago, Dylan bought me the Gurren Lagann Giga Drill key necklace, and I wanted to get a new chain for it, but I haven't worn it very much. But I put it on today, and I really like it.
Yeah.
Gurren Lagann, one of the best animes, one of my favorite animes.
Oh, yeah.
And I like the necklace, so I put it on, and yeah, we haven't started 6 yet.
Okay,
We're just
okay.
talking about anime because we're giant nerds.
All right. Well,
Hell
I'm
yeah.
back.
Kind of happened.
Here we go. 6.
That had the cheers for funsies as well.
Oh, instantly the nose is there.
I still haven't finished.
Dude,
five.
I
forgot.
didn't know. I don't think we knows this.
Finished
We
what?
just went,
Dylan? Oh, he finished 5. Okay, I was like,
I was
he
about to
went.
be like, geez, I'm
He went
paid.
great. Dude, he's gonna kill Sega Bash fishing later.
Are you okay?
Sega Bash
Sega
fish,
Bash.
Sega Bash fishing.
Am I okay?
Dylan, how's life? Because you're throwing these back, brother.
It's fucking stagnant, bro. Okay?
Is this the
Got nothing
is this
going
the point
on.
we-
A fucking model asked for my number. I've got like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with that?
That's
right
a
now?
true
No,
story.
wait,
Oh,
I've
you got a
I've
model
already
ask
talked
for
to you
your
about
number?
this.
Yes.
Guys, we get back to it.
Anyway, number
Damn, I
6.
need the
Cheers.
story nailed.
Cheers.
He only told me a little bit about her, and I was like, hubba, hubba.
Yeah.
Shush.
I literally asked
She
him, I was
came.
like,
She came
why
back.
can we
She left.
Look,
made an
we'll
excuse to
save it.
come
We'll
back.
save it.
I'm
Yeah,
just
this is,
saying.
okay. That is aftermath stuff. We paused that on
You're
the
right.
Bout
Hey, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm excited for my boy.
There's
Yeah.
too much to know here.
Yeah,
Anyway,
exactly.
that's why
And
I was.
We have to. You
I'm
can't tell
busting
Cade
this
everything.
thing.
We're talking whiskey
6.
now.
Cheers.
6.
Yeah, people are gonna
Cheers.
listen to this and
Number
be so
6.
confused. I like this one.
Weird.
Oh man. Yeah.
Ooh, I like this one.
I thought
a
I
lot
was going to
more.
make a joke about us pausing the podcast to talk to Dylan
Yo.
about how life is, and
This
then
one
we just
tastes
kept going
great.
anyway. Yeah,
This the
one.
one.
This one, we making it out with this one.
Damn.
This is my
This is the
favorite.
one.
This is the one right here.
Out of all of them, this is the one.
Oh man.
You know, to be honest, I wanted to ask you this. And I'll ask you
Yep.
two this as well. Out of all the ones that you saw out there, because I don't know if Dylan saw them all. Out of all the ones that we had out
Oh
there,
yeah.
what are you hoping pulls through?
Oh really? No, I asked him which one do you think is going to be the least favorite.
And I said Jim Beam, but we're not doing Jim Beam anymore. So
Well,
No,
I mean, we're doing-
You
we're-
said Redemption. I
Oh, I
said
said
Jim
Redemption.
Beam, but it's
You
not
said
in the
Jim
list.
Beam.
Again,
Devil's Cuts.
the
in here.
the regular Jim Beam's not here.
What? That's
Devil's
what we.
Cuts.
Yeah.
That's we. I mentioned the normal Jim Beam.
Got it, got it,
I
got
thought that I would probably not like that one as much. He mentioned Redemption, and I said if Jim Beam's not in there, then I think I said maybe Redemption. But I also picked what was it? It was one of the ones I haven't heard of. What's the
first call.
first call? Yes,
You
that
said
was
first
it.
call.
I said I think for some reason I thought First Call might not be the vibe for me.
The ones that I haven't heard of are Redemption, First Call, McFarlane's Reserve,
Mhm.
and again, I don't think I've tried Very Old Barton, which is on the list as well.
So
Or
what,
Devil's Cut, actually. I've never had Devil's Cut either.
I
Okay.
had it because Nathan really liked it.
So out of the whiskeys that we have that we're
Mhm.
trying,
Mhm.
what do you hope's pulling through?
Ethan always talks about he's had more bourbon than I have ever had,
Mhm.
and he always talks highly about Maker's Mark.
Yeah.
And so out of the list so far, and what I'm hoping at the end of all this is that
Makers makes it
that,
somewhere.
that Makers at least makes it like maybe not to the end,
Second
but like
phase.
it makes it onward for everyone.
I'm kind of hoping to.
Because
And
I haven't had a lot, and so like I kind of get that feeling of like
Yeah.
like I feel like I should be feeling something
yeah.
whenever Maker's Mark comes around. But that's
Personally,
just 'cause I've never really
I
had bourbon.
mention Maker's Mark a lot, and I've even mentioned it on the podcast. So I guess I'll say I kind of swear by it, but I mainly swear by it because you can find it everywhere.
Of course, right.
So if
right,
I go to a
right.
bar, I always talk about, and I've mentioned it before, but like
Right.
I always talk about if I go to a bar, it's like Jameson, Maker's Mark, maybe Johnny Black.
I tell that before. I like Johnny Black at the house, but again, I can get
Yeah.
Jameson cheap everywhere.
Yeah.
and I like Jameson.
And so it's like,
I actually really enjoy
if
it.
I'm looking for a bourbon, I'm probably gonna pick Makers because I can find it at any bar. You
Right,
know, if I'm
right.
just trying to have a drink while I'm traveling, almost every bar has Makers, and I think
Yeah.
that Makers holds up well as an affordably priced bourbon. But if we're talking about which ones I like, Makers actually isn't that high. Makers 46 is.
I would
Makers
agree with
46
that.
is fantastic. I love it.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
I started off on
They
Makers.
so with Makers 46 they put extra staves in the barrel and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
they put it in a second barrel. So Makers 46 is essentially double oaked. It's aged a little bit longer in another
Nice.
barrel. And so that extra age and the extra barrel with the staves, I think it adds a lot of character. I'm really not
Interesting.
sure about 5 and
The
6.
fuck
though.
did you pat me for?
You just looked like you were going through it. You just had that. You threw it back, and you were like,
Yeah.
I
So I
was
just
doing the
kinda, like-
swish. I was getting the flavor.
"Oh,
Let
I was just-
okay,
my bad."
Cade, you have to let Dylan cook. Okay, if you want to have an intervention after the podcast, we can pause the podcast. All right, but like
6 is a winner for me.
6. I mean,
Very stoic.
major dub,
Yeah.
major dub for 6.
I
No, so you're pulling through for Makers.
just a little bit. I mean,
Kind
like
of.
there again, out of the entire list that I've seen so far, the ones that I've heard highly about is Four Roses and Maker's Mark, and so those are the ones
I'm
that like I
low key
like,
hoping Four Roses doesn't make it. We have Four Roses with us, don't we?
Yeah,
I'm kind of hoping they didn't make it.
is it just regular Four Roses or a special one? I didn't write any kind of special notes on
It's
Four Roses.
it's the regular Four Roses.
Okay, cool.
He swears by the small batch that I don't like that much.
Interesting.
I love it.
And so I don't. It's one of the few times because generally me and Cade have a lot of agreements on whiskey, but that Four Roses small batch is one of the few times that I don't. What are you guys doing? One of the few times that I disagree with him because I don't really like the small batch,
I was not paying attention. Sorry.
Um,
Right. I got you.
and I prefer like every other bourbon. Dylan is distracting everyone with a happy face on his finger, or is it?
I was.
He has a happy
Yeah,
face
it
on
is,
his finger.
So Ian did like a smooch with their fingers.
Dylan
you
is
know?
It's
trying
more
to-
of a smirk, really.
Dylan is trying to subtly tell all of us that he's actually okay. Is what he's trying to tell Cade.
He's trying
at
to
least.
make jokes so
I
that,
was-
so that
Or
Cade
my
doesn't think
current
he's
state
having
of being
problems.
is based on my pointer finger.
Low key, I'm
Yeah.
over here like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna continue listening to this conversation. Touch his finger to appease Dylan. What the fuck? Why is there? Why is there a
You
smiley
just
face
kissed
on
my
his
finger. That makes you gay.
I was really hoping that I would take another sip of 5 and be the counterculture guy.
Yeah.
Who's like, you know what? The even numbers aren't the best.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not going to
yeah.
pick 6. And you know what? Everyone else said 6 is a winner.
And the funny
I
thing
took
is,
a sip
is
of
that-
5, and I think that 5 has. It still goes down like water. It's easy to drink.
Yeah.
But
It's not bad.
5 is. I can't wait for us to. It's going to be confusing. Like, you know,
Yeah.
I can't wait for us to give numbers.
Cannot
Yeah,
wait for you
yeah,
to see my fucking notes.
I can't.
So so
it's
just so
gonna
that
be
way,
so funny.
I'm being a little bit transparent with how I picked these.
Yeah.
I did not like pit any against each other. I really just you guys had them all set down.
Well, we didn't know
and
what
I-
we were doing
and I
yet,
just
you know?
you guys Cade and Ethan took them all off the boxes. As I was sitting there,
Yeah, we had a box.
I grabbed them and then shuffled them a little bit, kind of moved them around, and then started randomly
Just go for it,
just started
yeah.
randomly picking them, and then
Which
and
is
then
good.
wrote down the numbers. So the fact that again so far
The
2,
evens for
4,
me
and
are
6
winning, yeah.
is all just pure happenstance. There's
so
no
far, I have. It's kind of subtle. I don't. It's number 6. It's kind of subtle. I don't think it's crazy. It's oaky.
I really enjoy 6 a lot.
It's
It's
not really
oaky.
abrasive.
Is
5 is
it
also
okay?
good though.
Yeah, I think that just barely. I think 6 beats 5.
I agree.
I would say balanced. It's there. It
Doesn't have much of the. Sorry, actually, I'll let you finish.
It has a little bit of the proof where I can feel it on my tongue, but there's also flavor that's developing there. Whereas like some of the other ones on this list that I haven't been a big fan of,
Yeah.
it's like really one note, or it has a it's lacking in something, or it has a characteristic that's kind of weird, which again may be up to everyone's interpretation if they like it or not. This one for me. If 5 is very bourbon, much good, this is that, but like it just.
Please tell me you wrote that.
I did.
down.
I did. Again, I drank 5 and I was like, it's nothing
Very
special.
bourbon, much good.
But it is good and it tastes like bourbon, but it's not anything that I was like writing home about. Whereas this one, number 6, I'm like, it is that, but a little bit more. And it's a
Yeah.
little bit nicer, I would say. That's why I say balance, because I think it hits all the notes for me that I'm like, I'm jiving with.
It's been pretty even so far as what I've enjoyed and what I don't like, but 6 is probably my favorite so far.
yeah,
Really?
that's what I was about to say. Is I actually wouldn't. I'm a little surprised that 6 is like under $25, and I wouldn't be surprised if 6 makes it close to the end.
Interesting.
You know, I actually really like it.
Okay.
It
Can
kind of has like a 1 second. Let me read this. I wrote a note while you guys were talking
Yeah.
to Cade that just said pee pee poo poo, and he wrote hering. I couldn't like that one got me. I couldn't
Oh
keep
my
a straight
God.
face.
So have you guys, since we've gone through the list so far from 1 to 6, we're approaching the end. We got 2 left. Have you guys been guessing any more about what
Not
which
really.
one do you think is
No.
which?
Not really.
I've had no
I-
clue from
I
the
think-
start, so I'm just going to keep it consistent
I
with
think
that.
1 and 2 I have a kind of an idea of,
Okay.
and I think that 4 I might have an idea of.
I have an idea for 1 and
6.
3.
Okay.
1 and 3. I have one that I'm pulling for though. So like I'm.
Oh yeah, go ahead and
like,
tell us.
I'm really hoping that 6 is Devil Cut. Like
Devil's
the,
Cut, yeah.
the one that I'm really hoping for is Devil's Cut because it's been talked up so
Yeah,
much. to me.
Nathan
Really?
talked up Devil's
Yeah.
Cut. But again,
Interesting.
a lot of people talked up a lot of things, but a lot of people who have talked it up and have kind of hyped them up, they usually say like for the price point or for how easy it is to find.
Interesting.
So it's an important thing is that is Nathan really liked Devil's Cut because it was like a after work he would drink it and it wasn't like he was drinking anything rare or expensive.
yeah.
It was like $20 he found that at the store. And so he was like, if
I
I
would say
if I
that-
finish this
yeah.
bottle of Devil's Cut, I don't really care.
right.
I'll
not bad.
just get another one. Yeah. So for me, Makers is that where if I run out of Makers, I'm like, that's crazy. It's like $20. I'll just get more.
If this
I don't
pri-
have to budget to get a new
If
one.
these price points are within $25,
Yes. The
I
most
have,
is $24.99.
I have another one that I'm adding to this list. Out of the ones we've had so far, the one that I've liked a lot has been 6,
Yeah.
and I'm surprised by that, and I want to keep some of that around.
Yeah.
For me personally.
I'm really I'm happy. That actually, and it's also interesting, but yeah. So,
And that does not that holds no bearing on anything else.
yeah.
Okay, so
we've already talked about that. All the winners are even numbers. We talked
okay,
about that
so
far for at least
now-
for us. Yeah.
now what I will say is that I don't have 7 or 8. I ran
yeah,
out of
yeah.
little tiny cups.
Before we move
so
on,
if
yeah,
if I could, if you want to pour maybe not the whole thing into that one, I was going
Mine
to just take.
doesn't have much, so we'll see whoever doesn't have much or has some left over.
Or if I could just share from somebody.
Yeah,
I
don't
just
let
wanna
Dylan
get-
finish his whole. Take some from Dylan. Number
Well,
7.
no.
He wants to share it with. Okay, I'll let him share.
I just want a taste of 7. It can be from anyone.
Yeah,
I don't really care.
it's fine.
But I want
Before-
to be involved as well.
Before I move on from 6, I was going to say a lot of the other ones we've been talking about bourbons and cherry and sweetness and vanilla. I think 6, one reason why I don't like it is I don't think it's very fruity.
Yeah,
To me,
I would agree.
6 is oak, chocolate, kind of caramel. It's chill, it's good, but I don't think it's like cherry forward. And I think that's kind of unique. We've been talking about a lot of these bourbons that have that cherry cordial kind of flavor.
Yeah.
And 6 didn't have that.
Tell me if you get this really quickly, because
From what?
But before you move on from 6, if you still have some in your little glass,
Yeah.
tell me if you get brown sugar and cinnamon from it.
Cinnamon, I don't get that much brown sugar.
Okay.
I got a little bit of cinnamon, probably because you just told me, but yeah, I get a little bit of
brown
cinnamon.
sugar is not something I normally get in my
Really?
whiskey. Yeah.
yeah.
So that's
For
very
me, I get brown
surprising
sugar
for me.
often, and scotch and in bourbon, yeah.
How many times, like, just thinking back, how many times do I normally tell you I get brown sugar?
I don't think you ever have. I just
Exactly.
But again, I can't. I can't recall. But yeah, I don't think you've.
We're wasted. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, because we're 7 drinks deep or 6. So yeah, 6 was interesting and unique. I cannot wait, and I really hope that it's one of the ones that our friend Atoll Wine recommended. Because dude, imagine if we found something that was that unique and he just grabbed it off the shelf. Like, I know they're gonna like this one. You know?
This would be a good. It could be a good, like, daily
Yeah,
drinker.
we're probably gonna hang out with him tomorrow, and I told him I would send him the link to this podcast. So if you're out there, we're not saying your name because we don't have your permission. But
Yeah, James.
hi, how's it going, Tommy?
Jimmy.
we,
Wait,
Bliss.
those are names, Jimmy and James.
yeah, I said that every woman who doesn't want their name mentioned on the podcast, their name is always Diane.
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 I like me a good Diane.
And Carl.
Yeah, it was every woman's Diane, every female, every man is Carl.
Okay.
Which is
So number
it's
7.
bad because I actually
Number
know a
7.
couple of Carls. So cheers to 7.
Cheers.
Cheers to 7.
That was a good one. You can hear it ringing in the mic. Yeah. This one also has a nose to it.
Yeah.
Were you able to nose it? before you sipped
I
it?
did. I nosed a little bit. Again, I just want to at least get a taste to understand what you guys are tasting.
Yeah. Does this one remind you of Angel's Envy?
I already know what it is, but
Don't tell me that.
I was
dude.
asking if it does. I was asking.
It does.
Okay.
It does. Well, now you've said it. It
Yeah,
does,
okay.
yeah.
To me, it reminds me of Angel's Envy, which Angel's Envy is probably one of my favorite bourbons. I've had a lot of side by sides, even blindfolded, of Angel's Envy, and I've liked it. I've liked it enough for it to win a lot of my blind tastes with other bourbons. To me,
why isn't Angel's Envy on this list?
because it's $45.
Oh,
it's not $25.
you're right,
Yeah,
it's
too
it's a
rich.
price range. Yeah,
So good.
Which, I mean,
but it's worth it. But
This one, though.
to me, I think actually I was gonna say I think the Angel's Envy $45 is actually kind of rich for what it is. I really like it, but I think 40 would be a better price range for it. Because I think $45 kind of scares. 35 would be better. I think $45 scares a lot of people off of buying it, and I think it's one of the better.
I don't know.
bourbons.
I get whenever you.
I love it. No, I love it.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not saying.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying whenever you have like a quality product. That's why.
Yeah.
That's why iPhones are $1,200.
Yeah.
They're not worth that much, but they make you feel like it is because it's elegance.
It's iPhone.
It's exactly. When you look at whenever you see
Apuru.
it's designer.
Yeah.
Designer bags don't cost that much money, but you're
Right.
sure as hell going to pay for one.
Right.
Ardbeg is owned by Louis Vuitton.
Well,
So-
there's actually a video that we were
telling
watching by the same person who
Oh,
came up
dude,
with this
7
video.
slaps.
Slevin is good.
7's pretty damn good.
I like it.
I don't think it beats 6 for me, but it's pretty
That's
good.
what I was going to say too. I think I like.
I'm
6
stuck.
better.
I think 7 might be 6, and I guess we're gonna find out later. Yeah, it's a little bit warm though. 7's a little bit hot. I think the heat comes back. It still tastes a little young, but
But
has,
it's rich in flavor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a little like abrasive and young. You kind of mentioned toward the first one where it's like that mouthfeel. It's hard to explain
Right.
whenever a whiskey's young. But if you ever had moonshine, where it has that kind of, it's just a grain spirit.
Yeah.
So a lot of times, not all the time, but a lot of times,
Shallow.
A lot of times, moonshines are almost whiskey. If they just aged it in a barrel, it would be whiskey.
Right.
And so a lot of times you can have moonshine. In fact, they call their high wine, their white dog, they call that moonshine, which is just whiskey before it goes in a barrel. So
Right.
a lot of times they're very similar. So it has that kind of abrasiveness on the tongue, and it has like a mouthfeel to it. It's hard to explain,
Yeah.
but
For me, it's the difference between shallow and deep. There's like
Yeah.
you can tell. Same thing with coffee. I'm a coffee guy.
Yeah.
So a lot of times, whenever you have again same thing, very young coffees or very specific coffees that are not roasted or aged in a certain way, they feel very shallow. It's like very one-noted when it comes to like the flavor. Whereas like if you have some like variety or some things, you have like a depth where it kind of goes through a whole slew
Like
of
a
flavor.
process?
Or, like a whole slew of flavors. Like you get a little bit on the nose, or you get a little bit on the front, and then as you start to feel it, and as it lingers in your mouth, like the flavor develops, and it's just so much depth and character in like coffee, or the same thing with whiskey. Whereas if it's not so much, it feels very much like it's there, and then boom, it's gone.
Man, 7 actually like
7
slaps
sticks around.
so hard.
7's good.
Not
So
bad.
that's also something. A lot of these bourbons haven't had good finishes, but
Yeah.
7 lasts as well.
Oh.
Like I
Why
can
do you
still
think that
kind
is?
of. Why? I mean, it's actually
Or
tough.
what is like a characteristic of that?
Well, it's like a finish is like whenever you're breathing out after you drank it, and it kind of sticks around. And a characteristic of that I think it's usually like age. Like
Interesting.
a lot of my older scotches will have like longer finishes.
That's
It'll
true.
also just like last in your mouth.
Yeah.
If you've
Right,
ever
right,
had, if anybody's ever had barrel seagrass,
I'm talking about for the
Yeah,
people
same
at home.
thing.
Like
Yeah.
obviously,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
know
yeah.
I
And
know
so-
we all know.
For
here.
those uneducated.
Yeah, and another thing to like I guess explain it is like if you're able to get Angel's Envy, it has a somewhat solid finish. It isn't very long, but it has a somewhat solid. It's a good finish.
It's just that taste, that
and
ending
it's
taste.
richer whiskeys will sometimes have it because it stays in your mouth longer.
Yeah.
But usually it comes down to age. At least for me, from what I've gathered, not really like a super expert. Like I said, I just collect the stuff. I just drink it. I like it. But yeah, for me, finishes are like the best part, and some stronger whiskeys, sometimes higher proof, can have like a longer finish. But it really just comes down to like different types. But the two things I've noticed that tend to have better or longer finishes are older whiskeys and whiskeys that have been finished in something else.
Interesting.
So like Angel's Envy is finished in a port wine cask. It has a solid finish. The Glenlivet, like 21 year, the sample room series that I have, it's been finished in like 2 different types of casks after. So it's aged in one thing and they put it in something else to give it a more dynamic flavor. And sometimes that second aging is where it comes through at the end. Much like it was aged once and then finished something else. You take a sip, you get all that age, and then you get the finish after.
Yeah.
So, which is again surprising that to me it has this nicer finish. That's only like just now, after sipping it before, only
Right.
just now going away.
Yeah.
It's kind of surprising that it's less than $25 for me,
Yeah.
at least. I think 7 might. I mean, it's good. It's high. 7 and 6 are my top right now.
The same thing for. You think you know what it is, Cade? He thinks he's clever.
No,
not at all.
that right there is nonverbal communication. I know what that
He
means.
knows exactly what that means.
Usually, whenever nonverbal,
Yeah.
you say that, usually means
No,
I know
like
it's on the nose. I know
like on the
exactly what it
nose.
is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
for
yeah.
Cade, that's something different. And if you've listened to the podcast like religiously somehow, like
Yeah.
we don't have that many episodes, then you might know. Cade just tapped the side of his nose. Viewers, tell me in the comments if you think you know what that means, because he said it on the podcast. Right?
Okay, so
7. I
The
freaking
price is wrong,
I love
bitch.
it.
well,
You better
again,
be-
I also don't have 8, and I would like
Yeah.
to have a little sip of 8 if I
I have
can.
a bit of 8.
8
You can have
smells
some.
sweet.
Here you go.
It
It smells really sweet.
I'm gonna give Ian my 8 so they can do their thing, and I'm just gonna vibe and chat.
Whoa!
But yeah, if you've listened to the podcast, you've heard Cade talk about what means when he taps the side of his nose. He has to figure it out. So was that a yes or a no? Were you tapping to find out, or was that a? Okay.
No. That was me tapping
No,
to find
no.
out, and then that was me continuing because obviously if
You
I'm
wanted me to see
continuing
it.
means because
Yeah. It's
Obviously.
fine. That's really funny. He's also writing me a note, so hopefully it's like a love letter or something. He's gonna give me his phone number. OMG! Wait, he's already my
Call
roommate.
me.
Total dub. Oh wait, okay.
I already know what it is.
Whatever.
Oh,
okay.
oh,
Listen,
Giving
Ian your
If you're
number?
going to explain it,
Okay.
don't say it. It's funnier if it's
I know.
not said out loud. Yeah.
The thing is, I already know what it is because again,
Yeah.
I think you forget you've been on this podcast specifically, and guess who edits this podcast?
Yeah,
Oh,
okay.
touche.
I was about to say,
Yes,
Ian's
you're
the
right.
producer, so he knows what happens. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
you're
if
not
you guys
supposed to
know
tell us.
at the end, it would have been funner if you
Yeah.
didn't tell them, but he already knows.
That's
Still,
okay. I have a feeling.
At the end, for the viewers out there, if you don't know, we'll say it at the end. Maybe we might forget, but I'll tell you next episode.
Okay, so
Number 8.
number 8.
I
Did you like it?
love it.
Okay.
The smell of it, or did you taste it?
All of it. I smelled it.
Okay,
Was
okay,
like,
okay.
whoa, so unique, so different. And then I drank it. And was like,
That smelled like a Chuck E. Cheese for a
I
second.
Chuck E. Cheese. How do you know what the hell a Chuck E. Cheese smells like after all these years?
You only
Do you know what I
Last
do
time
for-
you were in a Chuck E.
you know what I do
Cheese?
for a living?
Hey!
Yeah.
You know what traumatic trauma does like to people? I'm just saying.
Traumatic
What the hell
trauma.
traumatic thing happened to you at Chuck E. Cheese?
I've had.
Do you know what I do for a living? You know what I do for a living? Okay,
Also,
when's the last time you went to a
also
Chuck E.
the-
Cheese?
Also, I think if I'm not mistaken, I think one of the biggest things
When they had
that
coupons on the high seas.
one one of the biggest contributors to memory is smell.
I was just saying because
So,
of my job, I've
again,
probably
even
been to
if-
a Chuck E. Cheese more
I'm
recently
telling
than
you, there
guys
was
have.
one time I smelled like a air freshener, and I was like, "This smells like my best friend's mom's house." And this is like years removed, and I was like, I don't know how I know that, but then all of a sudden, like I started thinking about it and ruminating on the smell, and I was like, I remember playing video games in the
fact
den.
that you just told me that
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like reminded me
Yeah.
of my
No,
my
there's
first
definitely-
best friend's mom's house.
And there you go. See, yeah,
That's insane.
and like a weird smell, and all of a
Yeah.
sudden, I was like, it locked in, and I was like, bruh,
God,
yeah, I was
dang.
like weird. So I
could
mean,
cite,
I hate
like,
that. I
more
gotta
than a
text
few.
that guy after this. At 2:00 in the
yeah,
morning.
then
be like, "Hey, man,
don't do
what's up?"
that. Don't do that.
Oh God. I could
Yeah.
definitely
not
cite-
8 whiskeys deep texting a friend.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh Jesus.
Text your girlfriend instead.
Yeah.
Who's
No,
asleep?
Maybe you should text God. All right.
I was making a joke about, like
I'm sorry.
I should call.
definitely-
I definitely should text her back. I definitely.
Jesus.
I'm not sad. I should definitely call her.
No, I could cite more than a few candles that remind me of certain points in my life.
Yeah, me too.
Especially vacations.
Mom used to
specifically.
clean
dude.
the whole house and then light certain candles.
Yes,
Mhm.
100%.
And there are certain
yeah.
candles that smell like fresh linen that remind me of Assassin's Creed 2.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I
Assassin's
used to
Creed
play
2?
Yeah,
There you go.
me and Nathan would play Assassin's Creed 2 whenever he came over, like after,
Yeah.
like during a
Good
holiday
game,
break.
by the way. Good game.
During holiday break, we would play Assassin's Creed 2, and we would eat like all the holiday candy and shit.
Oh,
that we
hell
had.
yeah.
And we would play Assassin's Creed 2 with the candles lit because my mom had already cleaned, because she cleaned the house for the holiday parties.
Of course, yeah.
So now that the parties were over, the house was like still had all the candles and all that
Yeah.
going on, and we would like at like super early in the morning just eating like cookies, playing.
Oh, hell
dude,
yeah.
we were like 12.
Bruh,
It was
I
awesome.
love that.
I have never played. Actually, I've played one Assassin's Creed game, only one.
Which
Really?
one?
Black Flag. Oh my
Oh, really?
gosh,
Oh,
I freaking
what a
love
one to
Black
play.
Flag.
What was
That's
the bad?
easily
Well,
one
two
of my
is bad.
favorites.
2 is good, but yeah, Black Flag's pretty fire.
But it's only for the seafaring.
Yeah,
Of course.
You're right.
Two,
Right.
That's
two
the
is
main
good.
attraction.
There's
to
a
me, but
there's a
personal
reason
thing.
why
I've
there-
told me race.
Assassin's Creed 1 started the foundation. That's great. There's a reason why Assassin's Creed 2 has 3 titles in it. That's all I'm going to say. And then, of course, there's 3, 4, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll say it. I took a sip. I was nosing 8, and I couldn't figure out what I thought of it. It smells really sweet. I don't think the palate holds up.
Really?
Compared to 7.
Damn.
I like it better.
Pretty
than 7.
solid for me.
Really?
I was about to say, funny enough,
Really?
we will disagree on this one. I
I
like
don't
it better
think-
than 7.
I'm
You're the
gonna-
controversial one.
Yeah.
I
odd
am,
one
and I'm
out.
okay with that because I don't think. Now I'll take another sip. That was my first sip. My first sip, I thought about how much I liked 8, how much I liked 7. I took a sip of 8, and I was like, "Yeah, no, that's not it." So we'll see though.
Let me clear my palate and do the exact same thing. Real quick.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah,
retaste 7.
I want to leave. Yeah, no. In fact, I think I know what this is.
Uh-oh.
I
Really?
think I know what it is. So, me and Cade have talked ad nauseum about there's a few of them about certain things that I don't like, and I think 8 fits those things that I don't like.
Jesus.
And it's a personal thing because some people might like it, but 8 fits those things I don't like.
Hey, that's your fault, buddy. Don't attack my friend.
Asshole.
Nobody,
I don't know what
nobody on
happened.
this
Simple
podcast knows
gesture, it's
exactly
okay.
what's going on.
know.
Like, I
I'm just-
accidentally
I know.
tapped the mic
Yeah,
stand.
it's all good. We're just we're all 8 drinks deep. We're a bit aggressive.
Dude,
It's okay.
honestly, I was just talking about whiskey, and everyone
yeah,
around me
yeah.
was pointing fingers at each other
I mean, I
just
wouldn't
now,
say
and I was
aggressive,
sitting here
I'm
like,
just happy.
"What's happening? Dad, Mom, Dad, stop fighting!" Yeah.
okay.
yeah,
yes.
so,
all the things you don't like about it.
8. Eight's not going to win for me at all. 7 beats it. And
It's okay.
I'm
I
going to
like
put
8.
down. I'm not even going to put down a flavor profile. I'm going to put down what I think 8 is.
Go ahead.
Let me.
I really, dude, it would be insane if I'm right about number 8.
I might need
Okay.
to cook on this just for a second here.
Okay, go ahead.
Because I'm
Share
gonna
how you're
keep
feeling,
8 close.
I'm feeling like there's so much after tasting 8 and 7 seem very similar.
Do
Obviously,
you want to
bourbon.
sample my notes, Cade? See
You're
if that
not?
helps you.
I
Did you say you're-
legitimately thought you wanted to sample my nuts, and I was
That's
No.
like,
what I
"Excuse
heard
me?"
was nuts. I
No,
was
you
like,
fool.
"Excuse
Jesus
me."
Whoa, not on the podcast, guys.
Look
Like,
here.
you know I'm drunk. but
Here,
not
try
dead.
these. See if that helps.
The problem is, I want to try 7 compared to 8, but I won't because there's not that much of 7 left. And I want to
Apologize
keep
if my
going.
handwriting's
Well, actually,
atrocious.
you might go and I guess refill if we have to. We can refill them, but I would like to not have to refill them. If not
Yeah, that'd
necessary.
be nice.
It's
It'd be
okay.
super
Just
sick.
no. Don't worry about it. Just think about it.
So, I don't
Give him
have
his card back. Quit looking at his notes because it's not fair.
No, it's okay. I showed him.
No,
it's
well,
fine.
none of us have seen them. We want you didn't
No,
tell the
it's
fans.
okay. It's okay because actually, I want to. I want him to pick between 7 and 8 now, right
This
now.
is a really hard one.
For me, 7 wins. Easy.
I'll be honest. This is hard.
I guess you only took one sip. What do you think? 7 or 8?
I liked it. I like 8.
Okay.
I enjoyed all the things that made 7 your favorite.
Yeah.
But for some reason, just from this little smell and the taste that I had of 8 and how kind of like stand
I'm gonna
outish
be
it
the only guy who just doesn't like 8.
This is 8 if you want to taste it again.
I'm gonna be
time.
real with you guys, or I guess with Ian if he has to.
And here's
The-
7.
I will say-
I'm gonna need more of.
It's like, I don't need 7. It's fine.
Just-
I had enough of 7. I had a couple of sips.
I'm gonna need more of both 7 and 8 if I'm gonna do a compare. If I'm gonna continue this like tournament style, I'm gonna need more of both because
Give
I've.
him, like, two
well,
sips
this
each
is all
to
you're gonna this is all you're
of
gonna
these
give.
numbers.
This is all
I
you're gonna
feel
get.
like I've-
if that's
for,
all I'm
for,
gonna.
fair, for fairness, that's all I'm gonna give.
Well, in that case, I'm gonna be out of one very very soon. Both,
I got you. I got you.
Because there's I can't
To
keep comparing them.
I got you.
yeah.
And there's a reason why I tried to keep levels above and below a certain amount because one of them I can only stretch so much.
Yeah, I
Right.
know. Yeah.
So I'm just saying. So that's why
It's not an
so-
option. Yeah, there's actually Wild Turkey 101 's
7.
already empty. Yeah, you think 7's
I'm
better?
I'm sorry. I'm gonna have. Yeah, I'm changing up. I'm going for 7.
Really? So you don't think 8's better anymore? Okay.
No, I
So
don't.
I think I can. I have to keep it turned over. 'cause
I
somebody
like
read
the
it, but
heat. I like the. There's almost like a.
I guess because only me and Cade have
know.
remaining glasses left.
There's like a
so we're
ri-
gonna
there's like a
continue.
weird rye pepper feeling in there that I think I enjoy a lot.
For
It
8?
just- yeah. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I'm just a little weird.
I mean,
No,
if it's
actually,
spicy,
that's what I
just say
mentioned.
spicy.
There's a
I
little
mentioned that
spiciness
there's
in
a
there.
personal thing. I said that high rye bourbons I don't like. I've said it multiple times.
Really?
It's a personal thing. I think that bourbons are good. I think that ryes are good. If you put a higher amount of rye in a bourbon, I don't think it works out. I don't like it.
Right.
And so with 8, you just said like there's this rye thing. I think that similar to that, not
Yeah.
quite, but similar to that, I think that 8 has like a high rye bourbon's quality that I don't like.
I'm so mad right now because I drank 8 again and I was like, damn, that's so. Like, I just keep on going back.
Okay,
and
okay, well,
forth.
before
you have to make
okay.
a decision because we're going to move on to the
Don't-
next step.
Again, don't drink too much because we're going to have to go back over our top
It's
contenders.
almost up to the end.
Yeah, we have 4 here that we have to continue, and it's just me and you that have any left. So
Yeah.
8.
Okay.
I'm finishing it off.
There you go.
Damn.
There you
It's
go.
8.
Okay.
It's 8.
Well-
Join us, Cade.
So I have 2, 4, 6, and 7 are my 4 top, and his are 2, 4, 6, and 8.
Same.
Yep.
I kept some of 8 because we're gonna have to. I guess I'm gonna pick your number. I think 7's better, but I'll pick your number, and we'll move 8 on.
Well, but you said it's all
it's gonna be,
individual.
I know, but I think it's easier if me and him just are drinking the same thing for the podcast.
I gotcha.
So I preferred 7 over 8, and I even wrote down that 7 was better in 1 for me.
Okay.
So what I'll do is I'll add 7 to the end or something to try it again, but we'll move 8 on. I think that's just to make it simple. We'll move 8 on.
Okay.
And we'll go back to 2 and 4. So, Cade, we're gonna try 2 and 4 again. We have to pick which one's better.
Let's see. I do have some of these left, so let's see.
So you'll
Try
be
a
all
couple
right.
mine.
You'll be all right. It's just it's fine. It's fine. Oh man.
Just little tastes.
Yeah, dude.
No,
just
it's
you can
not
do it
about
out of
that.
here.
It's not that.
little sippy sips. When do you have to go to the bathroom? That'd be hilarious. If you
I have to pee so
fucking
freaking
serious?
bad right now,
All
dude.
right,
Bro.
well, we can
right, number
we
2.
can drink while you go pee.
Quick intermission.
Actually,
That
like,
is
like
Go ahead,
hilarious.
go ahead.
I was
Okay.
wondering.
Go
He's like looking at me, and I was like,
Jesus
"There's no way he's like gone." But no, it's just because he had to go to the bathroom.
Okay.
All right. So actually, now that he's gone,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. Don't tell me. But now that he's gone, I actually think that one of those, to me, 8 tasted like 4 roses. I'm not even going to look at Ian because I want to see his face. 8 to me tasted like 4 roses. And I actually don't really like 4 roses. Now, Cade swears by the small batch, but 8 tasted like the small batch, which is why 8 tasted like 4 roses small batch, but we only have the normal one. And I'm not a big fan of it. I personally think that of all the whiskeys we have on the shelf that are cheap, like 4 Roses small batch is like mid, and I think that compared to like Elijah Craig and Buffalo Trace, things that we have that we really like, I don't think it holds up at all. 8 tasted like that, and I thought it was super mid. It was just it's kind of boring. It's like it has these flavors, but like they taste young and kind of just not great. But for me, 7 had this like Valentine's candy, like those like boxes of candies you get. Yeah, like 7 had these like sweet candy notes. It was a little bit warm, a little bit hot, but I think 7 was way better. So we're gonna move 8 on because I want to have.
Right?
Could you actually before we get
Close the door.
for
Yeah.
audio reasons?
For audio reasons, close the door. Some people's children. Was he raising a barn?
Yeah.
Of anybody here, he
Never
probably
been
was
on a
raised in a
podcast
barn.
before.
But
Hey, it won't
I
close all the way.
pers-
Just pull it too. You're good.
I'm moving 8 on because I want to have us drinking the same thing. But in 8's stead, I'll probably do a retaste or something afterward and see where it goes.
I'll be
'cause
honest, dude. 7 and 8 are so what that it's really hard to give you.
But you picked 8, and I'm going with what you picked for moving on. So we have all even numbers
Just
moving on.
trust your
Fine.
gut, Cade.
You picked 8. It's too late. You already picked 8, and I'm about to pour. We're pouring 2 right now, right?
We got 2 and 4.
So we're comparing 2 and 4, and we already picked 8, so it's over. I really don't have that much left of this, but it's fine. Yeah. So number 2, I already have what I wrote down a little bit for it. This one, it smells really sweet. It's really nice.
Yeah.
This
Are we
one
gonna do a speed round with this?
to
one?
me, we can. I mean, we can speed up if we need to, but it's fine.
We should already have notes and maybe even some guesses for
Yeah.
what 2 is.
To me, I remember what I thought this one was, and I remember saying I know this last time I said it smells like Maker's Mark, and he roasted me for it. Not even that long ago. So
Yeah, I don't think this is Makers.
Whenever the time comes, Ethan, I'm going to give you the honor of reading my notes.
I cannot wait. Okay, so I just tried 4. I'm not even gonna put it in the glass anymore. I'm just gonna drink them out of these little plastic cups because there's no reason at this point. We're just taking little sips. I really like 2. 2 kind of slaps, dude.
2's not bad. I think I'm going with 4.
6 is still my top so far.
Yeah. Well, we're comparing 2 and 4
Yeah, yeah.
right now.
We're comparing 2 and 4, and then we're gonna do 6 and or
Hey, 6 and
whatever
8,
your
yeah.
bracket was. I know that you did
Definitely enjoyed 4 more than 2.
Okay, so 2's moving onward for you. We're doing like a bracket system. We're gonna go all 8. We're choosing 4, and then of course now we have 4. We're gonna choose 2.
Dude, I am
Yeah, 2.
past the point.
Oh,
now.
dude. How did he get drunk? How do we do it?
I'm fine.
I have rounded the cape.
Really?
Of cod. Yes.
Rounded Cape Cod.
Is this the Irish blood we keep talking about? Because I'm not feeling nothing right now.
I'm stuck.
I'm feeling about as mobile as I usually do. Ethan can attest. Whenever I drink enough whiskey, I start moving
Right.
a bit.
Yeah. I'm leaning towards 2,
Okay.
but I don't really know.
I remember I think you were playing Shadow of War or Shadow of Mordor when I was just sitting by your desk watching you play, and I was just like swaying back and forth.
Yeah,
and you're
yeah.
like, what the fuck are you doing?
Did
I'm
you
like,
after you drink and you're like
I'm vibing.
vibing,
Yeah.
What are you doing? Shut up. Kill that freaking orc, idiot. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh man, it's a little tough because I actually do like 4. I don't think that I like the sweet and smoothness of 2, but I think it comes down to personal preference because I think they're both good enough to move on.
They're good in their own
They're very
rights.
good.
They're both good enough to move on, but
I
I
think-
like easy, sweet, kind of smooth, a
Yeah.
little bit of dynamic. I think 4 is a little challenging.
I think take note of this. 5 out of the 8 of these we have said is pretty legit. So 5 out of the 8 for 25 and under of whiskeys, not a bad selection.
I think that there's still, I mean, even though I've liked a lot of these, I think there's still better out there, even than you're competing kind of hard at the 6, 7, and 8. 6, 7, and 8, like if we put 6, 7, and 8 next to Angel's Envy, I think I would still pick Angel's Envy as better, but I think it'd be pretty close. You know, is this to read this now or not?
Just preemptively.
now? Okay,
whenever
I'll
you
read
feel
that.
like
in a second. Yeah, he handed me his note card. I just took another sip at 2. I took another sip of 4, and I think 2 moves on.
I put 2 as moving on as well.
Sick. There's a little bit left in 2. We'll move for the loser section. Cringe.
Okay.
So now we have 6 versus 8.
6 versus 8.
I am so glad I am off work tomorrow.
Dude, yeah.
I gotta
Honestly,
be up early.
we're up early.
Yep.
What
How
time are
early?
you waking up?
I gotta be up for at least like 7.
Oh, I don't think that Dylan's gonna sleep.
Nah. I'm
This
probably.
whiskey would knock me out.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
no, trust me. I'm definitely gonna sleep. I might oversleep. Is the problem?
Yeah. I'll text you at 7 in the morning because I probably won't sleep. You know,
Dylan, are
night
you
shifter.
coughing right now?
No.
What?
Am I coughing?
Your nose seems to be runny.
He's
Are you
sick. He's
sick?
calling you sick.
No.
As the resident paramedic,
No,
I
I
can
think
get you a
I,
doctor's excuse.
I think I feel fine.
Okay.
I can get you a doctor's excuse, man.
I don't think you know how much of an animal this man is. Okay.
He's a beast.
No, I
He's a
mean,
beast.
I'm gonna be going to work tomorrow. I'm gonna be fucking pissed about it. But
Yeah, I'm gonna hate every
you go.
second of it, but maybe
I
other
mean,
people
it'll
will
be
come in
no
and flirt
different
with
than
you. Hey,
usual. It's
yo.
whatever.
All right.
As if that hasn't happened already. Oh my god.
What are we thinking?
All right, I took a sip of 6. That was all I've taken a sip of so far.
Yeah. Hey, bud.
You just pour whiskey everywhere.
Don't you get a towel or what?
Oh yeah, wait. He needs more of whatever that one was.
No, I don't.
Could you
I still have some.
want to get some paper towels or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, listeners, he just poured whiskey all over the table.
I mean, hey,
Oh,
it was bound to happen. It's all good.
Which one did you waste? 8. Ah, you bastard! You're the one who moved that one on.
Well,
I just shouted into the mic to tell him that he moved that one on. I took a sip of 6 and I like it.
6 is not bad.
Mm-hmm.
What? The problem is I didn't even pick 8 to go in, you know?
100%.
Yeah.
So I
have
don't-
like the super absorbent napkins.
Dude, I know.
These things are thick with a
you
double
guys,
C.
honestly, Cade, I haven't mentioned anything, but you buy the cheap napkins, bro.
do.
Honestly, you buy the cheap pussy
There's
paper
a couple.
towels,
There's a
bro.
couple of things that you don't skimp out on. in
Yeah,
life.
if I learned anything from
I don't
Ben,
care. I don't care how badly in poverty I am. You always get the good name brand toilet paper. Because there was a comedian that told me one time. He's like, you know what? I may not be able to do a whole lot, but at least I get to wipe my ass correctly. At least I get to not bust through shitty ass toilet paper.
Well, so buy like
Six
cream and
versus
toilet
8.
paper,
What
but
do you think? Have you tasted them yet, both yet?
I've tried 6.
Because I'll be honest, trying 6 versus 8 makes me like 7 even more.
Really?
Because I dislike 8 at this point.
okay.
6 versus 8 was so different that 8 is not even close anymore. It goes out.
Okay.
So now I have 2, 4, and 7.
But now because your numbers, you
Yeah.
said 6 and 7 though.
Yeah, no.
Technically,
So
what
no.
would you say out of 6 and 7?
Oh, I'm gonna wait until I pick which one wins to try. I'll try 7 again later. I guess I
Okay.
could take a sip of 7, but
6. I put 6 at the top, but I kind of want to try 6 and 7 against them each
okay.
other just in
So
case.
that's what we'll both
it'd
do.
move on.
That's what we'll both do. So right now, 2 and 6 are winning. I only didn't move on 7 to keep consistency, but I'll just as like an honorary thing for 7, I'm gonna taste 7 again.
Right.
Ooh.
It's a major dub, bro.
Ooh.
The thing is, though,
I just
think
ran out of 7.
we just took a sip of 7. We both did. I don't know what it is. So I'm sorry to interrupt what your palate is because I'm going to tell you. Because I'm going to say this anyway. But you're out as well, which sucks. But you know those boxes of Valentine's candies?
Yeah.
They all have the chocolate all has this like weird
Yes.
different taste.
processed candy vibe.
But it's like some of them have like coconut in them and some of them have like fruit filling in them, you know?
yeah.
This one, number 7, tastes like those Valentine's candies, like those chocolates.
Yeah.
But like one of the ones that has a filling, and I don't know which one. I don't know how to describe it.
Okay.
It tastes like a specific Valentine's candy, but that's like a chocolate vibe.
Yeah.
It's really good. The question is, does 6 beat it? And we've already moved 6 on, so right now it's 6 versus 2. But
what are your notes?
Is there a hold on?
them?
Do we do a bracket of like what beat what all the way up to the top?
I mean, I
I
haven't
don't think
drawn
we
the
did,
bracket out,
honestly.
but I
That's
can.
what
I
I've
have
done
it.
so
I have
far.
it written
You,
down.
you drew a bracket?
No, that's
Yeah.
what I,
Hell yeah.
that's what I did for mine. Again,
Shit.
you guys said 2, I said 4.
Mm-hmm.
So right now I'm technically mine was 4 against 6.
Yeah, but the bracket will still help. Mine, yeah, it was 1 versus 2, 3 versus 4, 5 versus 6. All I like.
Okay, so you wrote it out.
Yeah, I have it written down. Which one's 1 and which one's yeah.
Okay. Good.
right.
I'm gonna try 6 and 7 again. I'm still
They're what and what for me, to be honest. This is like actually they taste the exact same in my opinion.
really. To me, 6 is a little bit more.
Which ones you said again?
6 and 7.
6 and 7. Okay.
Yeah. To me, 6 is a little bit more woody, and
interesting.
7 is a bit more candied.
The fact you said it tastes the same, that's really
Mm-hmm.
interesting.
This
to me.
is very Toy Story, very woody.
Yeah. I think
very
that there,
Buzz.
guys. I think that there is a snake in my
Like
boot.
me.
I think there's definitely a snake in my boot.
Yeah, there's somebody poisoned this water hole.
I think this is definitely a 4-star command moment.
All right. So, what do you think?
Sorry, I had to.
What do you think? Because I would still probably move 7 on, but technically 7's not a contender at this point because you moved 8 on. So at this point, it's still 2 versus 6.
Because 6 and 7 tasted so much alike, 8's out 100%.
Okay. Then we'll
So-
say that 6 and 2 are what we're comparing next. Personally, I think that 7 is a contender for the number 1 position, in my opinion.
That's okay. In fact, if you wanted to say that, 7, it's 7 and 2 for the ending for you. It is 6 and 2 for me.
I'm going to do 6 and 2 for the ending because I think I have more of 6. But yeah, personally, I'm just gonna leave 7 there, and I just want to know what it is because, in my opinion, whatever the winner is, I'm gonna still put 7 up there like with it because right now I really like it. Whatever it is, I'm kind of hoping it's like Devil's Cut or something though.
Okay,
you know?
so now we're gonna go on to. For me, it's 4 and 6. For you guys, it's 2 and 6.
Yeah, so I'm gonna take a sip at 2.
I have an idea of what I think 6 is now. After tasting it so many times.
Really?
Yeah.
Write it down.
Yeah,
Write it down.
I am. I am. And if it is what I think it is, I'm so happy. Which
I think you guys are going to be really surprised.
Yeah,
by this lineup.
Yeah, probably. I mean, to be honest, like I haven't drank like bourbon in a long time. I've been chilling with Scotches, Rye, and Irish for a long time. I haven't drank bourbon like at all.
I'm not gonna lie to you. 6 is my top.
Really?
6 is my top contender for all. It's taking the cake for me.
2 to me, 2 still tastes like Maker's Mark. It's still, to me, it still tastes like Maker. It still tastes like just a chill bourbon.
Right.
It's not like remarkable, but it's good. I like 2 a lot. There's not much to say about it. That went down wrong pipe. I think
Cade's getting lost. Oh no, Cade's getting lost in the sauce.
Cade's getting a Kentucky hug straight to the trachea. Brother. That's been an ongoing joke.
No, dude, like I felt that I was like, oh, I gotta like savor this, swallow this, and then it just went total wrong pipe, and I was like, nope, move the mic out of the way.
Okay.
Oh man, Jesus Christ, that might have ruined it. Hold up, I need agua. Agua.
It's tough, man. It's tough.
I'm not even pouring this anymore. I'm just straight drinking it out of the cup that we've been using.
Not the communal
Dude,
cup.
everyone at this table has the COVID. No, it's over.
Hey, Catholics do it all the time. With
So
wine,
what do
it's
you
fine.
what do you think?
It's a good thing none of us are Catholic. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, that's a good point.
I'm dating one. So.
Nice.
Yeah, okay, that doesn't count. You can
touche,
date a
touche.
Catholic all you want. That doesn't make you Catholic.
Touche.
You got to confirm for that shit.
Yep. So what do you think between 2 and 6?
Uh,
Because it's actually really tough for me. I like them both. I think for different reasons, though. I think that 6 is a little bit. Ooh, we're almost out.
Oh yeah. That's hard, dude.
Yeah. I like 6 because it's a bit more like dynamic, woody, kind of. It's a little bit abrasive and kind of warm, but 6 has a little bit more like broadness to it. And 2 is just simple and sweet. But the problem is 2's simple and sweet is done very well. So it's like I really like 2 and I really like 6. I'm thinking 6 might go on.
6. It's 6. It's 100% 6. And let me tell you why. After tasting both of them, they're both good in their own generic rights. However, I do believe that 2 tastes more, and I know it's not artificial, but it tastes more artificial than 6. I think 6 has a little bit more darker tones, more like you said, like I think chocolatey almost.
I think mine's the opposite. I think my final answer here is going to be that 2 is my winner. 2 and 7. Actually, I'll say 2 is my winner, and I'm going to take a sip of 7 now.
Okay. Here we go. We're counting.
Yeah, I think 2 is the winner for me.
What's
Even over 7. 7's probably goes for me.
Dylan, what do you think? What do you think of your top?
It goes 2, 7, 6
So
for me,
far,
or maybe
top.
2, 6, 7.
My absolute top has been 6.
Okay.
Remained consistent.
Interesting.
Yeah, he put that shit at 10 out of 10. It tastes like his favorite cheeseburger. 6, really?
Wait, 6 was your favorite cheeseburger?
That's the only
Is
impression.
it Burger Smith cheeseburger?
Not necessarily Burger Smith. Just it could be any cheeseburger.
Oh,
Just
okay.
imagine
okay.
your favorite cheeseburger.
Okay.
For some
it
reason,
tastes like your favorite cheeseburger.
No, it's
I couldn't
not-
put a name
not the,
to it.
not the
honestly.
flavor.
That's
just
just
the
what it
feeling.
reminded me of. Yeah.
now-
You ever,
Feeling
you ever have like a great? I mean, you
know what,
ever been
Cade?
craving a cheeseburger?
Stop asking questions. I have to know.
Imagine yourself. You're craving a cheeseburger, and that's the only thing you want, and you just take the biggest bite of just this delicious cheeseburger, and you're like,
absolutely.
He's
damn,
even
and then it hits
motioning
the
right
spot.
now.
That's the feeling that
He's
whiskey
motioning.
gave him. You see what I'm saying? You just
His
gotta
eyes are
lock in.
closed. He has an imaginary
Actually,
burger in his
Just
hand.
gotta lock in.
See what I mean?
Right. No, I
Yeah.
100% see it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The same sort of thing for me is like
He's not good at
sometimes I
locking
just
in.
crave ice cream. Sometimes there's a little
No.
bit. There's a nice ice cream for me that just
No.
No. I'm not
No,
talking.
so
I'm not.
good.
That's
No.
not you. I'm saying for me, buddy.
Pussy.
What is
Never
what is
craving
what is
ice
that
cream.
what is that thing for you where you're like I'm craving that one thing, and then the second you get a bite of it or you get like a sip of
Coconut
it,
Dr Pepper,
and you're like,
No,
hell
dude,
yeah.
freaking gumbo all
See,
the
that's
way.
what I'm saying.
Gumbo.
Dude,
It's
It's
been
just
forever
that-
since you made gumbo. When did
that
you turn into a
feeling.
pussy? Why are we not doing this anymore?
Whoa, slow down.
Bro, brother.
I
Talking
said it's
about
been
whiskey.
brother.
Okay, hey,
it's
okay.
been forever since he made gumbo, and now I want gumbo
This
because he
episode's,
mentioned it.
You want
this
gumbo?
episode is
I'll make
running a bit
gumbo.
long, so
Sorry.
let's go ahead and get our conclusions. Are we ready to run down the list? What is
Yeah,
what
it's
is
a
your
good point.
number? You
So,
said-
so personally, I prefer. I think it's either 267 or 276, but 2 is my favorite. His was 6.
I have a top 3. Mine is 672.
So let's start with what number 6 is.
are you sure?
Yes.
Or do you want to just go down the list?
Do you want to go from one?
If you
From-
could,
I was gonna
Ethan,
go-
I
I
would
think-
like you to read over my notes.
I will.
Okay.
I will. I just want to. I want to know what these are first.
Okay,
I kind of want to know what the
I was-
winners were, and then we'll go on the list from 1 to 7, 1 to 8. Right.
Okay, I'll say so.
So
you
six,
said 2,
6 is the top. 6 and 2, I want to know what are.
6 and 2. Okay, I think you're gonna be really surprised with this.
Let's actually no. Let's do 6, 2, and then 7, and then we'll
6,
do 1
2,
through
and
8
7.
after that.
Okay,
Yeah.
so the gold medalist.
You gave 3 as 0. Sorry. Did you say SMH?
okay, just
you
wait.
did. Sorry.
Just
okay,
wait.
here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Sorry, I'm reading his notes.
We're gonna do gold, silver, bronze.
Yeah.
The one that got the gold medal, number 6, Four Roses.
Okay. I'm happy.
Yes.
I'm happy that I
So
picked.
happy with
I'm
that.
happy that I picked
Wow.
number 2 for my win because
Okay,
I didn't
hold on,
like
hold
Four
on.
Roses that much.
Okay, silver medal that got
Okay.
second place. Number 2, Maker's Mark.
Yeah. What I say? What I say?
Number 2 is Makers.
Number
Legitimately,
2.
run that back.
Yeah,
everybody,
yeah.
everybody run it back. The first time I smelled
Yes,
2,
you're right.
what I say? I said this smells like Maker's
This smells
Mark.
like Maker's Mark. You had,
Okay.
I tried. I
I
had to
tried,
hold.
yeah.
I
I
had to
thought
hold
you
in my
did good.
smile
I didn't
because
know.
you
You
said
didn't
it
know.
smells like Maker's Mark, and I was like, "Bull, buddy, if you
Yeah,
really
and
And
you-
I over here
you had
like
to lock
the
in
first with
so
the
hard.
I had
Makers.
to lock
It's,
in
it's
so
worth
hard.
mentioning though. I'm actually a little bit happy that Makers and Four Roses got the top. I still am not as big a fan of Four Roses. Though.
Okay, here we go.
Because I would still have picked. It's tough though.
Yeah.
I mean, 6 and 7 are close. So what's
Okay,
7?
okay. For bronze medal, number 7, and then I'll do an honorable mention for number 8 because it did get a lot of us hyped
yeah.
up.
Yeah, it's fine.
Number 7 is Wild Turkey 101.
Really, dude?
Really?
all
Yeah.
the big names.
So for
Damn.
me,
You said-
Wild
you said-
Turkey 101 and Maker's Mark are like the best blind cheap bourbons.
I love. Cade said Four Roses and Wild Turkey 101 taste the exact same. I'm not sure
Yeah.
it's because you were like
Yeah.
far gone, but I was like, that's interesting to say that.
because number 8's.
Well,
what's
and,
number 8?
and then the honorable mention for number 8 that we all kind of liked and we're kind of half and half on, and a lot of rye and all that kind of stuff is First Call. I've
Okay.
never.
First
I'm
Call
happy
is number 8.
that number 8 made it far because honestly, I thought number 8 was Four Roses. To me, number
Okay.
8 tasted like what I thought the Four Roses small batch
Right,
was.
right.
It's so interesting that me and Cade both put Makers and Four Roses are like 2 favorites in the
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
top. And
It's good to
everyone
hear.
kind of sort of agreed to where that was going.
Okay, is it
except
okay?
for the fact that number 6 was the
Four
Four
Roses,
Roses.
yeah.
In that case, Four Roses is also Dylan's favorite. So I'm in the minority here. I'm
Okay.
not a big fan of Four Roses in general.
The 6 is the one that won it for me, and even though I knew what it was,
Yeah.
I've never had it before. And
Yeah,
as
you
I
gotta
was
keep it
drinking
around.
it was
it's
kicking the
like
can.
$20. Yeah, it's not bad.
I've never had the one that stood out for me.
I'm a
I
little
liked,
bit sad that First Call didn't make it higher, and that the other ones, like didn't make it higher.
I liked First Call, but whenever I tried it compared to the Four Roses, I was like, man, this Four Roses is really good.
yeah, yeah.
Really?
I'll be honest. I am. Actually, I was gonna say pleasantly surprised. I'm a little bit unpleasantly surprised because I've been kind of talking shit about Four Roses. I'm a little bit unpleasantly surprised
Yeah,
that
yeah.
Four Roses made
You
it
got-
as
you
far
got
as
your
they
second
did.
place,
Yeah,
technically.
I
Yeah.
think they don't hold up to Angels Envy, Buffalo Trace, and Elijah Craig. But
yeah.
I
That's
did
why,
like
and
them.
I
in the price
said this
range.
knowing this already. I was like, if Four Roses, at least the original version, is $25, I was like, I may keep some of that around too.
Yeah,
This is
exactly.
pretty
And I
good.
think that's the issue is that I've been putting Four Roses against things that are like $30 plus.
Yeah.
I've been putting Four Roses against Buffalo Trace, Elijah Craig, Angels Envy, and what else? There was another
Makers 46.
Maker. I think Makers.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to say that I still liked Makers more in this tasting.
Yeah.
But because in the last tasting I liked Makers more, and I think the last tasting I did, I put Four Roses at the bottom.
Damn.
And so it's like that's why I was really surprised to hear
Yeah.
that. But I'm actually stoked that Makers, as always, is kind of at the top for me.
So-
It's good. It's good shit.
Number 4. Number 4 made it pretty far.
Okay, so hold on. Are you? How are you feeling about all this?
Let's just tell us what they are from 1 through 8.
Okay,
Because
that's what I was
at this
gonna-
point we can
that's-
kind of
that's
remember.
what I'm gonna
We
do.
Write
Okay.
down our notes. Yeah. So
So-
what's number 1?
Number 1 is McFarlane's Reserve.
Damn, I really thought that was.
And
it was
I don't-
really hot, and it tasted like the very old Barton.
I was gonna say
I thought it was
don't-
very old Barton.
I don't think any of us were a super big fan of number one.
That sucks. Number one was like the lowest one. It was McFarlane's.
McFarlane's Reserve. Number 2, obviously Maker's Mark, like we've talked about before. Number 3, this surprised me.
Just
because
water, SMH.
I didn't like it at all, and all of us kind of had a bit of a meh about it, which
Young
is
and
kind of surprising.
abrasive is what I said it was. Yeah.
Is actually Jim Beam's Devil Cut.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Yeah. Nathan
Yeah.
liked Devil's Cut, but it didn't make it far at all.
Number 3,
That's
I don't
the
think
punch
any
me
of
in the
us.
cheek. I thought that was very old Barton.
I like the fact. I like the comment you
Which
said
one's
about
old
the
Barton then? Okay.
the gentle kiss on the cheek. You said I was like, that's gonna be funny when it's Devil's Cut. I was like,
yeah.
that's funny.
Devil's Cut's a flowery
It's so-
left hook.
It's so delicate, a
Flowery
nice little
left hook.
kiss on the cheek. Devil's Cut.
And
Got
what's
it.
number 4?
Number 4? Very old Barton.
Okay, so number 4 made it to the second phase.
Wow.
Very old Barton.
Number 4,
was-
I liked better than Maker's Mark.
That's actually crazy. I'll be honest.
Personally.
So here's the sad part is we made this whole challenge
yeah.
to everyone who's still somehow listening. We made this challenge for like $25 and under, and unfortunately, the very old Barton we have is over $25.
Really?
It's like 26, 27.
Oh, I mean, that's
only
okay.
one.
It's not.
That's
It's not.
insane.
It's not
game's
hard.
rigged.
But the rule is.
Yeah.
And the reason
Under.
why is because I wanted to have a cheaper old Barton, but very old Barton has. I said at the beginning of the
That's the
podcast. as well,
cheapest I could go.
they
was
have
over
80.
35.
They have 80, 90, and 100 proof, and I have
Yeah.
the 100 proof. So the one that we've tasted is the 100 proof.
Interesting.
And it's like $20 dollars. Because I remember seeing Old Barton, and I was like, is that a like 80, 90, and 100 proof bourbon?
Right.
For like 16, 20, and $25.
Yeah.
So I got the 100 proof because I was like, it's like $26.
Yeah.
I'm actually happy that one got a little bit of progress. It was good. It is still a little bit strong, a little bit abrasive. but I
A
think
little
it's
bit,
good.
yeah. On my notes I said sharp and deceptive for it because I think the nose for me didn't stand out a whole lot, but for the very old Barton,
Yeah.
it had like a very
For me, I put down that
Surprise.
it was like a dark flavor. I put down that it was
Yeah.
strong and it was kind of bitter. And I think that might be the 100 proof. I'm surprised
Especially-
because I thought number 1 was the Old Barton. It had that burn that I just thought, because I recall last time I had Old Barton, I thought that was really strong and kind of a burn. And I thought like it was a little bit unpleasant, but for what it like costed, I thought it was good.
yeah. I especially for me compared to 3 in its initial run, which was Jim Beam's Devil Cut.
I have a
I'm
question.
sorry, I keep getting this mixed up. Jim Beam Devil's Cut, not Jim Beam's Devil Cut.
Yeah, I'm a little bit sad that Devil's Cut didn't beat Old Barton. I just kind of thought it would.
Right.
But I'll be honest, Jim Beam Devil's
Yeah.
Cut did not beat Old Barton, which
Okay.
I guess says a lot about a bottle that I have drank. I've made old fashions out of it.
Yeah.
The Devil's Cut, it's not the Devil's Cut. Sorry, the Old Barton I think works. The 100 proof helps with old fashions.
Yeah.
And I really like it. So what was number 5?
Okay, so now we're moving on to number 5. Ready? Mm-hmm. Number 5 is Redemption.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll be honest. This is a good thing.
I
Number
said-
5, I put down that shit goes down like water.
I was gonna say mine was very bourbon, much good.
Yeah,
Her
I
Redemption.
think that Redemption. I'm a little bit less sad because I think number 5 beats a lot of the ones that lost above it. You know?
yeah.
I think number 5 is not bad, but it's really. It's like weak, it's really
Yeah.
simple. In fact, after we finish this podcast, I might pour a little bit more on number 5 because I want to see what the Redemption is. And
I think I actually had to break the seal on Redemption. That was a brand new.
no,
which is why
so actually, you had to break the seal on Devil's Cut. You had to break the seal on Redemption.
I think he already broke the seal on
I
a lot
broke
of
the
them.
seal on every single one, probably except for Redemption.
Really?
I had to break the
Jesus,
seal on it, and it was. I think that's why it was also a little bit fuller because
Yeah.
I was like pulling from a very full bottle. I was like, look,
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit.
So I didn't know that he
Is
broke
there
the
a
seal.
christening fee?
No, there's no fees for any of this because he bought them.
Every
And it's
single
not-
one of them were just now open tonight. I took
Okay,
the cap
okay.
off.
Yeah, okay. 'Cause that's what I was gonna say. is I didn't know he
Strictly for
opened
this
any of them.
occasion.
I thought that he hadn't opened them, so I thought that you were gonna have to open all of them.
That's
So
okay,
what's
that's okay.
number 6 again?
Number 6 was Four Roses.
Yeah, okay, all right.
That was the one our main winner. Number 7 was Wild Turkey.
Wild Turkey 101. So
And-
I'm actually that's insane, dude.
And then of
Wild
course, like I
Turkey
said,
101.
then the one that surprised me was I never heard of First Call, but number 8 was First Call, and it made it pretty far.
I'm a little bit upset because First Call made it. What's this?
This is the
5.
no, that's 5. Taste
Redemption.
5 again.
That's the Redemption.
Okay, I'll take a sip here.
Like it got beat out by number 1.
How long are we running?
We are at approximately 1 hour and a
I
half.
took entirely too big of a sip of number 5 just now.
Okay.
All I'm going to say is I truly think that...
You
if
thought number
this-
1 was better than that?
I think that this was better than a few of them, actually.
Yeah.
What's number 1 again?
Number 1 was the McFarlane's Reserve. And I don't think any of us really cared for the McFarlane's Reserve.
Because that's, I'll be honest, my initial flavor thing that goes down like water is still true.
Yeah.
Even though I took entirely too big of a sip and I made a huge face. But actually, that's not bad. In fact, just now, would that have beat number 4, which was what again? Dark.
Number 4 is the
Very
Very
Old
Old Barton.
I'm actually kind of surprised
Yeah.
that Very Old Barton beat that. Because I remember again.
We should have made a loser. Like, next time...
We'll do
we'll
it.
have to do a
We'll
loser's
do it. Yeah.
bracket.
Again,
Next time we'll have a whole different tasting. But what I will say is that one it is light. It goes
Again,
down like water.
The redemption
I think
went.
I
I think another thing that happened is the redemption went up against the Four Roses. And
the
so,
redemption went up against 6, didn't it?
Yes.
Oh,
because
not.
it was 5 and 6. So
Okay. So,
so
that
it was-
means that the redemption went up against 4 Roses. I thought it went up
Yeah.
against 4 because
No,
I was
no,
like,
no.
"There's no way Barton will beat that."
no, it's 5 and 6.
That was good. So 5 and 6.
And then
I
6
put.
went out.
I actually. So in that case, I put 5 and 6. I'm a little surprised that I put that 4 Roses beat out Redemption.
Yeah.
Just after tasting it again. But I did put that I liked that the 4 Roses was subtle but had some flavor to it.
Yeah.
And I put that the Redemption kind of went down like water. There wasn't much to it.
But
After tasting
we
it
also
again,
agreed kind of saying, like, this is bourbon.
yeah.
I
think-
that's what I was saying. I didn't mind it. I enjoyed it. But whenever I had it up against the Four Roses, it's like, I like this one better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So-
like the redemption. Again, I think that was the
little
first
bit of-
time where it was like we're both, for me at least, we're both and we were up against. I was like, these other two, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, I've had a clear one that I was like, I like this one, I don't like this one.
Yeah.
For 5 and 6, for me at least,
Yeah.
I was like, I kind of like both of these. Actually,
For me, it was the first time I had it. It was tough.
yeah. So
What
I think
I'll
it's
say-
interesting. I think that is very indicative of being very good for redemption.
Yeah.
So
What I'll say is, I personally liked both 5 and 6, but the Redemption, their story was like Redemption Rye was like them
Yeah.
trying to make rye back into the scene.
Okay.
Them trying to make it redemption, like trying to redeem
Yeah,
itself,
yeah.
you know. And I think they did the same thing with bourbon, like whether intentionally or not. They made a bourbon that's very classically bourbon. And that's
Quintessentially
That's
even.
really good.
Yeah.
It does kind of go on like water, which I guess is a good thing.
Okay.
But I mean, the 4 Roses beat it. I can't deny that. I also voted on that.
Yeah, right.
But
Could you potentially? I'm sorry to interrupt you, but could you potentially agree that, like, in terms of bourbon, like, Redemption was so quintessential bourbon that it might be
after
the
taking
bourbon
that
of
little
bourbon?
shot that I took just now again, I would say Redemption. I'm kind of sad that number 5 did not score higher because that is
Yeah.
a vibe. Like I said, after this is
Again-
done, once we close this podcast
Right,
out,
right,
I'm
right.
drinking more
Like,
Redemption.
I
because
didn't.
that was good.
Like
Yeah,
I
it
said,
was
I
easy.
also I think anything that was going to go up against 4 Roses probably was going to be in a bad spot. But I didn't, like I said, I didn't strategically.
Yeah.
I just
But
really
each
started
anyway.
grabbing some.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I mean,
no, I get it. Yeah.
but I think if given the opportunity, Redemption put up against any one of these lesser contenders we didn't favor so well, I think it would have gone farther.
I'm still happy with the outcome, though. I've kind of sworn by big brand names here. Like,
Yeah.
I've sworn by Wild Turkey. Well, I guess I haven't told it to you guys that much, but Wild Turkey 101, it's always come out as good. Wild Turkey's always come out as good.
Yeah.
It's a good one. And so I'm happy that on my list, at least,
You
that,
wanted it
that-
to succeed.
and
You
it-
wanted
it's
it. You
not-
pulled through for it.
It's not necessarily that I wanted Wild Turkey to succeed as much.
You wanted number 7 to succeed is what I mean.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah, out
I
of
was
7, you're
hoping.
like, I like 7. You were really trying to push
I
for
was,
7.
I was kind of saying, yeah, that did.
and to keep it fair, obviously, I
you can't pour more of it.
I
It was out.
Yeah,
that was it.
I emptied the bottle.
And I'm out as well. So
Yeah.
it's like I'm happy that Makers and Wild Turkey were like among my
Yeah.
top next to the 4 Roses. Pleasantly surprised that the 4 Roses made it that far, but I'm happy that in everyone's list, Makers was at least somewhere.
Yes, at least
I'm going to
picked.
read off at the end of this podcast here because we have gone time.
Yes, we have.
for sure. I'm going to read off Dylan's numbers, and you're going to have to look at what the numbers are because I actually know Ian can tell me while I say it. Number 1, which is
McFarlane's Reserve.
he said tastes like a grape ashtray.
Okay.
Number 2,
Maker's Mark.
Damn, you hated Maker's Mark, bro. He said it tastes like weak laundry detergent.
Damn.
1 out of 10, by the way.
Wow.
Number 3, he just said.
Jim Beam Devil's Cut.
Number 3 is Devil's Cut. He said just water, SMH, 0 out of 10.
He was aggressive.
Number 4,
Very Old
spicy, burnt beef jerky.
Damn.
So that was what again?
Very Old Barton.
Very Old
Did I
Barton.
really put a comma in between?
No, you didn't, but there's a pause there for sure.
Pause for emphasis.
Yeah. Number 5, which is
Oh, number 5 starts Redemption.
Redemption.
Cade's trying to get you to drink a kamikaze, and I'm not here for it.
store-bought. What is that?
A flower bouquet.
Oh, store-bought flowers. Okay. Number 6, my favorite cheeseburger, 10 out of 10.
That's
That's the 4 of us. I'm happy you like it. Okay, this one's long. What's number 7?
The chocolate cake.
No. What's number 7? The whiskey.
Oh, the Wild Turkey
Wild
101.
Turkey.
Wild Turkey 101 is the chocolate cheesecake from the fat kid from Matilda Eats in that one scene.
Excuse me?
I have to ask what that means. And number
Just
8
the
was
chocolate cake.
honey flavored Jolly Rancher is number 8.
First call.
First call, 9 out of 10. So you liked the number 6 and number 8 the most. All right. Well, thank you guys for listening. This was an absolute whack disaster of a podcast.
Disaster. This was actually, I think, very
bad.
structured.
It was structured, but also like there was just so much happening here.
Oh, yeah.
Is this a mix of all the things that are
That is
left?
a mix of everything.
All right.
Thing
Well,
that's left
because
in my cup.
Cade knows that Mama ain't raised no bitch.
Yeah.
I'm
True
going
bitch.
to
It's
to
probably gonna taste
drink
muddy and-
whatever this mud
It's
is.
actually
He
good.
mixed everything together,
It tastes
and this
very-
is like an infinity bottle of sorts.
It's like a one-noted burnt.
A mix of all of the cheapest whiskeys that we have here, cheapest bourbons we have here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just tastes like Maker's Mark. It tastes like a really abrasive, high proof Maker's Mark.
In
It's
the
not
end,
that
it all
fantastic.
becomes Maker's Mark.
Wait, it's all been Maker's Mark? Always has been.
It always has
So,
been.
thank you guys for listening. I appreciate it. This was really fun. We're gonna probably do more of that. Let us know if you want to see more of this kind of thing. We kind of already drink a lot of whiskey, so it wouldn't be hard for us
Drink
to do
and
this
talk
again.
about
Next
it.
thing on the list
Yeah.
is just generic cola.
Also,
RC Cola, Great Value Cola. I'm just going to do all the colas.
shit, that's a good point.
Coca-Cola.
We
I'm
should-
saying all of it.
We should do
cola
all the colas
review.
next to other, but also we should put scotches because, as Ian said, we'll up the price range because of like import taxes. But like $40,
Yeah.
we'll find a bunch of cheaper scotches, or actually no, whatever the cheapest we can do while still having Glenlivet 12 in there because I want to see if Glenlivet 12 actually is as good as I say it is because
There you go.
I swear by Glenlivet, I love them. But until next time, thank you guys for listening. You can find at least a few of us on Instagram, and mine's Ethan was taken. It was taken because Ethan was taken. And also you can find us on Spotify. We're Hindsight Studios at Hindsight Studios on YouTube, Spotify, and wherever you find your platforms. Podcasts on platforms. I've had a lot of whiskey, and I think I said all the things right, but Ian's had less than me. So if I missed
Yes.
anything, he'll finish it.
Yeah. For this podcast, if you're on Spotify or on any of the major podcasting platforms, you can go type in the Aftermath to find it because it's in that feed.
Hell
but if you
yeah.
want the playlist specifically for the Bout Nothin Podcast, go into YouTube in the
Hell
search
yeah.
bar, type in at Hindsight Studios, and you can find the playlist there that has all the Bout Nothin episodes on it.
Hell yeah.
Subscribe
Also,
to the channel, like this video if you can, because that'd be really great.
yeah, if
And
you
then
like it, that'd be dope.
for any of you out there that have been commenting, because there's been a couple of people commenting on these videos,
Hell
go
yeah.
ahead and leave Ethan some
Yeah, leave me
some recommendations,
And
some
also
love.
at our one listener who comments all the time.
Oh, yeah.
I did
Oh,
I did
yeah.
tell you that I would be here, and I will probably be on the Aftermath.
Hog listener.
So if you are listening to this right now, I did literally like 4 hours before we recorded this. I said stay tuned, and I added you in the comments. So
There you go.
you'll probably see me on the Aftermath. I've just been a lot. It happens sometimes, but I will be around. Hopefully, I can convince Dylan to let us watch the Godzilla -1 or
Yep.
yeah, and then we can watch that and have the Aftermath this weekend. So stay tuned. Assuming this releases before then, it'd be really whack if this released after that, and it sounds stupid. But still, thank you guys for listening. Until next time,
Bye bye.
See you.
Bye-bye.
bye.
So
I had to piss so bad.
Snap, I know
This
you
is-
do
dude,
it.
this is
we piss at the same time.
Wait 1 second. Wait.
It's funny because we piss at the exact same
Every time, and I
every
have-
time.
Oh,
At
no.
the moment that I
I'm the
left,
host.
at the moment that I left, I knew for a fact I was like, "This man's gotta pee. He's the host.
Damn.
I'm out of here."
Holy shit.